Hello, everyone, and welcome NACL Open Qualifiers Week number 2. It's me, it's Axeman, and we are here for CCG versus Miracle. Axeman, how are you today?
I'm doing so good. I'm so excited to watch our team play. Last week, it was an incredible result. We went 4-1, and so many victories. Even the loss we had was super good for him, too. So yeah, I'm really excited. And obviously, I got to catch the Jolly. So excited about that. I'm trying to do this for I think years now. So this is awesome. But yeah, we got a bunch on the docket for you today, and we're gonna get right into it.
Yeah. You want to actually? Do you want to intro our amazing production just really quickly?
Yeah, super quick. We got Gurf and Gordo on production today. I know Gordo has a really fun podcast. Y'all can check that out. I think it's called the Salt Mine Podcast. If it's not, he's gonna correct me here in a couple of seconds.
You got it.
It's gonna be bad in chat, but it should be the Salt Mine Podcast for you there. And we also have Gurf, who's been running production for us for the last couple of weeks as well. They're both gonna do incredibly. In fact, they'll be the highlight of the broadcast. And of course, we also have Jolly in here. Jolly has done so much casting across esports, done like Halo, Rocket League stuff, and League of Legends stuff, of course, as well. She's an incredible talent, and I'm very excited to work with her. And then there's me. Follow me on Twitter and Axeman87Cast. That's it. Just follow me. Just go ahead.
There you go. Yeah, it's true. Do it. He's pretty entertaining. If you like to see people, almost get ratioed, follow Axeman and help him ratio people. Okay.
Please help me. I need the ratio assistance.
We do have something really cool as well, though. We have a skin giveaway for this one, right? So something about you get 1 skin per game. Follow and join the raffle here with ! raffle. So go ahead and type that in chat. 1 per game. So that's really exciting. And I guess we're gonna talk about that as those get selected throughout. We're gonna have MVPs. We're gonna have interviews. This is the stuff that we need, right? For amateur, for collegiate, whatever it is. This is what we have been lacking. And I love that CCG is willing to put in this effort and give us a little bit extra.
Yeah, 100%, right? We need something. Give us something. Come on. I love the raffles, love the giveaways, all that good stuff. I think they're running a giveaway over in NACL too with Cincinnati Fear for their bracket. That's pretty cool as well. So definitely more giveaways here. We got the clips coming up for you next. We're going to watch a couple of those, just clips of how we did last week. And we're going to run some of those back a little bit, talk about how we did last week. And then, of course, we'll get into how how we face up against Miracle, who will be taking on today here in just a little bit. So watch some of those. We got some music on there for you as well, and we'll talk about those. But and so
Yeah.
here's the first clip. Got a little mid lane gank here for you. Pretty good stuff. Yunbi's been playing on this HVAC technician account, which I think is really funny. We were trying not to say it and forget to say his name last week, but I was remembering. K-Man was not remembering. So we'll see if Jolly gets to remember here as
Oh.
well. The shuffles went a little nuts for Yunbi last week. You can see some of them in here, but also just the Gragas as well in
Yep.
the jungle position was so crazy for him.
DMK always is, I mean, is a madman. You know, DMK is somebody that we've known in the scene for a long time and has always performed exceptionally well. I think right now he's really finding his stride, though, just in terms of being able to, commit himself to a lot of these. You know that I am always a fan of a Zaya clip. You know, I'm always a fan of a good Zaya clip. But when it's the Zaya going down, I am more than okay if it's CCG, right? We got that Ezreal ultimate was fantastic. So these 1v1s are also going really well for CCG, I gotta say, when it comes to that bottom lane. And as we took a look at this fight, this one is definitely not just the bottom lane included.
Yeah, not just the bottom lane. We had a little 3v3 there action coming through. Yeah, this game against third party was a standout one as we got to get the Sejuani gameplay through in there, which was a lot of fun as well. But this was the Quacker Jace game. This is the NA Jace game. He did so well in this game. This champion pool for Quacker has been huge so far in the tournament, and I'm looking forward to getting to the best of threes because we can really start opening up the champ pools as they eat more and more bans, and really see, hey, like what can we play actually in these tournament games instead of just best of ones. But yeah, no, even then, the Gwen was crazy last week as well.
Yeah.
That went super hard. I played that a couple times and it was really good. But yeah, you can see in the clip here,
God.
the J-Force did not do well last week.
No, Jay Forrest unfortunately didn't. But you're absolutely right about that, Jace. Just, I mean, being insane. The communication really through this team has been incredible. These team fights are fantastic. I love to see team fights right here, right around the base. Sophist stage really popping off, and that's no big surprise. That's something we got to expect here today. A lot of those 2v2s in the bottom lane going in favor of CCG, of course, as we're expecting to see here. But hopefully a nice quick series, right?
Yeah, it potentially could be, right? I think we're 6th seed, and I believe Miracle are 13th. I'm taking big swings, just saying numbers right off the bat. That sounds right? Yeah,
That
sure.
sounds right to me, yeah.
Yeah, I'm 100% on that. We'll go ahead and call it. But yeah, no, this it definitely could be a quick series here. But no matter what, we get to see back-to-back 2 games, which is something we don't get to see in the Swiss bracket, right? It's always best of ones. You never get to see a team twice. It's not even guaranteed what teams you do get to see, so it's kind of hectic. This is going to be more stable, and we get to see what this team is really about once we get into actual League of Legends.
Yeah, and I was kind of talking about as we were looking through some of those clips, like the lane matchups and things like that. So where are your eyes going to be, at least in today's games?
I want to look at Yunbi versus Ariandel. I think is a big one for me. I think Yunbi had some performances last week that were lackluster, not necessarily because of things Yunbi was doing wrong, but because his team was just like having crazy performances. Like, so you see, here's a clip of Yunbi here actually, and incredible momentum, dodges the charm here. And really nice movement. And this was like little things we got to see from Yunbi that were like, okay, this guy's like really good. But just never got the gold, never got the wind under his sails to be able to actually perform. And then to Ariandel, I feel like Yunbi is a player that can really perform well into Ariandel. So I'm looking forward to that matchup.
All right, me personally, I'm always looking at DMK to make some big moves, to make some early moves as well. That's something that I really appreciate about this jungler, and being really flexible, right? So I mean, obviously it's hard to keep your eyes on the whole jungle or where the jungle's at this game, but I am really expecting DMK to pop off here. But you know what? I mean, I was talking about Sophist Stage a little bit earlier ago, and I do think that, Sophist Stage has so much potential there in the bottom lane. And right now, with the current meta the way that it is, there is just a lot on the backs of those duo laners down there. So I'm excited to see what they bring to the table today as well.
There was a Quacker quadra kill, man. I forgot that happened. That was so cool. God, on the Gwen there too. That's so awesome. Yesterday in the Supernova series, there was a Gwen pentakill as well. So Gwen's been super strong in those late game team fights, 5v5, and looking forward to more Gwen in this series. Certainly. I don't know if they pull it out into Miracle, into the weaker team. We'll have to see, but we could get the Darius from Quacker. Should be fun as well, but. Yeah, the champ pool is nice and big for that player, so always fun watching him get to play. So yeah, I think we haven't really talked about Miracle or how
Oh yeah, let's
let's
talk about
how they
Miracle.
did last week in the split there. I believe they went 3-2, dropped 2 games. They lost to Winthrop in Northern Front. So Winthrop pretty understandable, right? Winthrop's a pretty good
Yep.
team.
Yep.
Dropping the game to Northern Front, this is kind of like an artifact of the tournament format. Swiss is just kind of like, you get best of ones into everybody, all different kinds of teams. And sometimes the reality is you just drop a game to a team that you're probably better than in reality because it's just a random best of one against players you haven't really prepped for. And I think that's what happened with the Northern Front game. But hey, I mean, we don't have that much stat on Miracle. That's a loss for them. And we have to take that into account.
Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, like I don't, there's not a lot of stuff that we've got on Miracle. And I haven't been able to watch a ton of what's going on. I've been pretty busy doing some other stuff as of late. So I'm really excited as well just to see what Miracle has to bring to the table. I'm really confident in CCG on this one, though, not just because this is a CCG broadcast, but we got to feel that way, right?
No, I mean, this is a really good team. It's fun being a good team's broadcast, man, because you get to watch them win, and it's
Yep.
like the hometown heroes type deal. And yeah, no, it's not cap. It is a really, really good team. Obviously, Yonbi, an incredibly storied player with an incredible career. Selfish Sage, Yama as well. Quacker is an incredible talent as well. We talked so much about DMK. This
Yep.
roster is awesome that CCG put together, and definitely top 8 roster. I think they're a contender for top 4 as well. And yeah, if we talk about Miracle, I think I don't know if I think top 10 might be in the cards for them. I don't know if necessarily top 8. Top 8 would be something they would have to fight for. I would say.
Yep.
I think Barrick is a super good talent on that team. And Ariandel, of course, has also been on good teams in the past as well. But yeah, I don't know. I think we probably got this one in the bag would be my summation of the matchup today.
Yeah, I'm very excited to get into the draft, and I hope we're gonna end up doing that soon. It's gonna be a little wonky because Realm, right? So we're just waiting on some players to get in the lobby. Big surprise! Wow, Axeman, have you ever in a broadcast? Have you ever had to wait for players to join a lobby? This has never happened before.
I have had to wait for players. I'm sure if you ask the players, they would say, "Man, we're always waiting on broadcast."
Yeah.
Man, it's just I don't know why. What's wrong with the broadcast? We're always waiting on the broadcast. But yeah, no, we do wait on players from time to time, and I'm fine enough waiting on our CCG guys. They are certainly worth waiting for. Some of those Miracle guys a little squirrely. I don't know, but we'll see if we can get that in here in just a little bit. Until then, keep in mind you can still enter the raffle, exclamation point raffle in the chat. Will put you in for the skin giveaway, which is exciting stuff. Make sure you get that in. And yeah, hopefully we get under here in just a little bit. Looking forward to this big game 1. What big swings do we take in the draft that are going to really open this one up? I think it's got to be Gragas. Early pick, and then we try to flex it around, but it just ends up being DMKs anyway. That seemed like a major theme last week.
Yeah, well, and you know what? I do like the flexibility of the Gragas, right? But at the end of the day, DMK is such a monster on Gragas. I don't even want to see it anywhere else, right? I want to see it used as a flex pick during the draft, but I think everybody knows that if that is going to be, especially one of the early picks for the draft here, that it's going into DMK's hands. I like the Gwen a lot, actually. And you know what? I think when it comes to, having that later game synergy, the Gragas and the Gwen are, can be really, really good together. And the initiation available as well is really strong for CCG going in. So that's something that would be cool. I don't know, I'd like to see. I like DMK has also just the engagers, right? The Wukong was played really, really well as well. I think that's something that can still be taken out, especially against a team like Miracle. I think that one might be able, you might be able to run some more advantages onto it. But I think I'm at this point. We're just kind of anticipating what it might be, right? We don't know. We're going to be able to see, luckily, here what is actually picked and what is banned, and that is something I'm curious about from you, Axeman. If you had to ban the first ban against CCG, what would your first ban phase be?
First ban's an interesting question. I think if we're on blue side, and I believe we are,
Yeah.
I think the ban away from us would probably be the Gragas. I think taking that away from the blue side. I know we were just talking about it. Seems kind of like the easy answer, but
Yeah.
B1 Gragas is just so strong. The flex potential is immense. It's a 5-way flex. I'd play Gragas AD. 1v1 me. I'll do it. And yeah, I think taking that away from this team could potentially be a really important ban. I think other than that, banning away the bot lane pool seems really popular. Just with the meta, we did see Sophist Stage Force all the way back onto Ezreal in those clips earlier and doing incredibly well. So I don't know if that's necessarily something that's going to help Miracle, but that could be an avenue, just trying to force him out onto the Ezreal, onto some of those more fringe picks. And trying to get themselves an easier bot lane. But yeah, for me, I got to ban away the Gragas. Once we get later in the bans, I think taking Azir away from Yunbi is really important as well. The guy is so good on Azir. The shuffles are insane.
Yeah, even considering, that's not like the high tier pick for a lot of players right now, right? It doesn't matter. If you are that good, and I mean, we saw in the replays, right? We saw a lot of those shuffles coming through, so much damage. And in particular, too, if you, as like DMK wanting to roam around, if you want to have a much safer lane, throw him beyond on the Azir, right? Because you can guarantee that he's going to be able to throw up that wall anytime that he gets jumped on or ganked. He's got such good reaction times, and he's got such good responses as well to initiations into his lane. So I think that sets up a really good, bottom lane push that we might be able to see here from CCG, and that is to hope, that I guess we don't get fully banned out in the bottom lane, but there are so many good AD champions right now. There are so many good supports, whether you're going Enchantresses, whether you're pulling out the Nautilus, whether you're going right with the tankier meta, or you're going with still like the sorcery meta. It's like impossible for our bottom lane here on CCG to be completely banned out. So that, and then you mentioned the Darius too. I think the Darius would be cool. Jax has been incredibly strong as well as of late. I mean, there's just a lot of really good options that we have right now. I love where the current meta is at. I don't know about you, but I think that Riot has done a really good job of adjusting things over time, and finally we're reaching where they've been wanting to get to the last couple of years, right? With all of the tweaks that they've been making and giving a little more opportunity to like the junglers or to the supports even.
Yeah, 100%. And I like what you said about our bot lane and kind of like, hey, is throwing bans at this bot lane really worth it? I mean, we saw Yama on Blitzcrank last week, right? And that's like, what are we going to ban Blitzcrank? There's just no way. They posted the video about it on the CCG Twitter as well. It's just all the clips of him hooking people in the montage, which was super hype. I love watching that. I don't know if we get to see the Blitzcrank again. So, but yeah, just kind of like a window into, hey, do we ban all of the supports? You can, but
like, I mean, can you though?
Can you?
That's even the better question, right? Yeah, is it? But I think, is it worth it? Is the real one that you have to consider, right? And I think, if we see the Ezreal pop off, yeah, there's no way that nowhere this bottom lane can't go. So I'm very confident in that. I would love to also see, I mean, some more of those cheeky picks, right? The Blitzcrank is incredibly strong right now, right? Blitzcrank we've actually kind of seen banned out occasionally. Not first, that's for sure. But we'll have to see if they are focusing on the ADCs, because that has been all the games I've been watching recently, man. That's usually first bans, first picks, right? Not just bans, but also the first lock-ins tend to be those ADCs, and then building around the bottom lane or building around sort of the AD win condition, right? So I think that this is going to be a little bit of a change. I think maybe Miracle might start out with something like that, might start out focusing towards the bottom side, but I do think that the top side is probably a good focus that CCG can lock in really early on. The only worry then is counters, right? Because I think top lane is the scariest place for counters right now.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely correct. And Quacker with the Gwen is a massive counter pick that they've used on red side last pick when they had that option. But They also blinded Gwen in one of the games in the Swiss last week as well, and it was really, really effective. When you play into a bigger champion, into a bigger health bar, you can cut it down with the scissors really easily, win that lane, and scale up into those 5v5 team fights, and you're good to go, man. You cut through everybody with the champion. And Quacker absolutely did cut through everybody. He got the quadra kill last game, not last game, last week, and was able to use that to great effect in those team fights. So that's something you got to keep in mind as well. You asked, hey, what do we ban in the CCG? The Gwen might be a good ban for you. But we also saw things like the Darius ban into Quacker. So all of these players are drawing these incredible bans and making it really difficult to adapt in a best of 3, right? If you're going to lose game 1 to something like the Darius Blitzcrank composition, like, where do we go in game 2, right? Like, are we banning these champions? What's happening? It doesn't feel super winnable for them, but should be getting to the draft here in just a little bit. I think we're waiting on Miracle. Not really sure what's going on there. Looks like their jungler is having technical issues, so we're gonna try to get that out of the way. Once we get the draft going, we'll get through draft, and then we'll have a little 3-minute break as we get the oh gosh, what's it called, spectator delay spectator delay through.
Spec delay, yeah. And man, this I am stoked about this draft. I'm sure you guys remember, you know, Quacker. I'm really familiar with Quacker, obviously, because Quacker was on Wildcard, right? Wildcard for a long time. And Quacker is such a good pickup for this team. I think, you know, I was just kind of delve into the versatility of these guys once again. Because I've been in this scene for, you know, a long time. I got to see a lot of these players. We get to DMK, we was at Hugh recently as well. You know, so all these players have been trying to kind of find. I feel have been trying to kind of find a home. Like these players in particular, I have seen so much of, but I've also seen them rotate around a lot, whether it's even between the different wildcard gaming groups, like for somebody like Quacker, or, you know, just jumping around and really trying to find a home. And it's really exciting to see that CCG seems to be the place for them. They're all performing incredibly well. And these aren't players necessarily that people would say, oh, this could be, you know, these are top 4 team players. I think if we were talking about stepping back and taking a look really at the overall, the rosters and everything like that. So it's very exciting to see the cohesion come through within this team thanks to the support of the organization.
100%, yeah, and I think you're right about the roster. It's definitely like, it feels like a Moneyball roster, right? I mean, you talked about, hey, are these players necessarily we would build a roster around? And the answer for a lot of them is maybe not, right? I mean, Quacker's coming off a sizable break after Wildcard, took the entire last split off, and I think a lot of teams, a lot of owners would say, hey, man, that's a liability. I would rather take, you know, someone who's stuck around with it and stuck in the scene. No way, man. That's massive mistake. Quacker is a huge player in this team. He's been a top 4 top laner in the Swiss bracket, and he will continue to be a top 4 top laner in the tournament as well. You could say that about almost any player on this team. DMK, like you're saying, big and collegiate. Yunbi as well. GGA, super big player there. So yeah, it's a really, really good roster, and seeing these players come together has been incredible. Hopefully we get, no, not hopefully, we will get the draft here up here in the next couple minutes. And
it's always the jungler too, huh? So.
Oh yeah, no, as a jungler, it is always the jungler. Yeah. So
well, hopefully I think maybe those issues have been resolved. All right. I don't want to get people too excited, but it sounds like we have a jungler in the lobby. All right. It sounds like we're gonna be able to get that draft going here really soon.
Unfortunately, it is Gordo. Gordo's having to step in as jungle. Best of luck to him. Good luck, buddy.
For Miracle,
yeah, for Miracle. I don't know if I would have done that, but hey, that's pretty cool of you to go ahead and do that for him.
We do have a sub, actually. Did you want to talk about that? Not for us, for CCG, but Miracle does have a sub today in the support role, right?
Yes. Oh, man. That note was somewhere up there, right?
Yeah, I think
Oh, boy. Maybe I don't want to talk about that. Holy cow. So it's a jungle main in for the support role.
But
that note is somewhere in here. I didn't see where that was. But hey, Jolly, if you know about that support stuff, I would love to talk about that.
Searching the index right now through Discord.
Searching.
We searched and there were no results found. Excellent. Excellent. I love all of these resources.
That was a glitch
maybe
in
if you
the Matrix.
Maybe if you didn't spam Lapras pictures,
Did I
we'd be
do
able
that?
to.
Oh,
No,
I did do that.
this is
Oh
one.
no. Oh no.
Okay.
I'm a
I
chat
think
spammer.
I think we might be ready to go. And you know what? We're gonna end up finding out what is going on with that sub as we get into the game. Anyway, it was just a last minute kind of thing. We heard a couple days ago, a day or two ago, that there will be a sub in that support position. And yes, it is going to be a jungle main, but jungle mains are pretty decent at hopping into most roles. I gotta say they're at least familiar with the dynamics of them, and I think hopping into support is literally is a very similar job, right? It's communication. It's all about comms.
I think the real question about how we talk about this is how toxic about the support role do we want to be in the next few moments? And I'm leaning in. Anybody can play support. He's
Okay,
a
all right,
jungler. Yeah, he's got it. Yeah, sure.
all
He can
right.
got this.
I was
Get in
trying to
there,
be,
man.
maybe give a little bit. Okay,
Nah,
I gotta say,
caution to the wind.
I will say, yeah, if it was another role, you know what? A jungler's hopping into mid lane that's been a common thing I've seen. I've seen less support, but it is comms, and it looks like everybody's in. It is time for draft. Thank goodness, everyone.
Draft time's in. The bans are coming out. CCG has gone up against so many J4s in this competition, and finally
Have
we
they
get to
worked,
see.
though?
Well,
Still worth a
J4.
ban.
Yeah. Maybe it's worth a ban. We'll have to see moving forward here, but it will be banned into Rapid here. The Thresh taken away from Yamo was used so well for them throughout the tournament, and that will not be available for them here as well. Hyphy?
I think it's.
I recognize Hive.
Yeah.
Hive was the jungler for. Oh gosh, I'm gonna tell a lie now. Lit. I think Lit. Call Lit, and I'll be wrong about it, but that's okay. But he was a jungler in the last open qualifier tournament, so actually a really good player, and maybe not good news for CCG fans.
You know what? I like to see I like to see subs step in. I like to see other players step in. I don't know the situation behind this sub. Sometimes that gives a little bit of a backstory as to why this person is jumping in right now. Obviously, we don't have that. But what we do have is a potential ban of Gragas coming out of CCG. So they're actually going to ban it away for themselves here, as well as the Varus.
Varus ban taken off the table. We'll see what that first pick is coming through here. Just a little bit. Yeah, so we ended up banning away the Gragas to ourselves. The Ashes left up, though. Yeah, that wasn't one that's banned away. Typically, this is banned away along with the bot side bans. Caitlyn also left up here, Jolly. So that might just be the answer back here in kind for Miracle as they're looking to. Nope, it's going to be Zaya. All right, cool. Good start to the draft.
Good start. Yeah, Doug, you're revealing. Don't expose things.
I'm exposing.
Right?
Now you know
you
what?
are.
It's going
I wonder who pairs well. Who pairs well with the Zaya? This one's the toss up of who it could be, and it's the Rakan. Big surprise.
It could be anything.
Miracle is going with the dream team, and I'm not surprised. I'm a Zaya main, and I'm actually really angry that she is so meta right now because when she's not meta, you can just play her into like anything. But I do really like the Karma pickup here. Karma has been so obscenely strong. She has so much versatility and offers so much utility to the team. And I would really like if we get an aggressive lock-in for the jungle, right? And hey, would you look at what the hover is? We don't have it locked in yet, but this is a DMK special for sure.
Calling you out, DMK. I don't think it's going to be Lee. I don't think you got it. Oh, he's got it. Okay.
I love it. I love to see it. This is an aggressive already. This is incredibly aggressive.
Oh,
I was wondering about the ASOL actually, because ASOL does have a really high win rate. ASOL is very, very strong right now, but a little bit more particular. So I'm curious to see what CCG, what Yunbi ends up pulling in here. It could actually be, you could have this Karma as a flex. That is still a possibility because Karma's really strong in multiple lanes right now.
For me, I think, yeah, so Karma would be good. You get the artillery, nice long range there through as well. Really safe pick as well in the mid lane. So, yeah, I'm actually kind of you're talking me into that one a little bit. I think Orianna would be good here too. Nice long range, kind of all the same reasons as Karma is, but I don't know if you need Karma and Orianna in a composition. So maybe maybe it won't be that. Of course, the Azir is still on the table as well here. Lissandra and LeBlanc will be banned away from Yunbi, so no big damage there, and no lockup either. Maybe Miracle looking to draft some high mobility champions through here, banning out the Lissandra. But we're taking away junglers, we're taking them away fast. We're rapid, no Wukong, no Vi, so big skirmishing, pre-6 junglers taken off the table. This is DMK just trying to perma-farm. And he will, we're hovering some serious invade champions right now.
We really are.
Yeah, this is.
I mean,
Rapid's like you're getting invaded.
yes. They're looking not only at the invades, but just a good amount of aggression in response, right? And it's a really good setup considering we have the Lee Sin locked in here, and we'll have to find out there is the Orianna hover. That's what you were talking about. Actually, that would give a bit more of that control, and especially with the initiation that we're seeing, the shockwave would be really, really handy. Plus, just being able to pop off as much damage as possible and be kind of, alone in that mid lane is going to be something that Yunbi will find success with. And this is where I'm quite excited.
Quacker.
I want to see what Quacker is going to bring out.
Please.
Olaf is so strong. I love it. That's beautiful. That's exactly what they need for the front line, right? Get that Ragnarok in there, ensure that the rest of the team is able to follow up, and you got plenty of damage as long as they can stay alive.
Yeah, and you certainly can stay alive there on the Olaf. You got so many shields and speed ups for you there. You get the ball from Orianna and Karma there as well. So yeah, if I'm Olaf, I'm laughing. I have so much that's keeping me alive. I'm going to be able to run these guys down. Yeah, please pick Jace. Yes. Okay, good. Yeah, awesome. This is going to be so good. I can't wait for Quacker to tear this team up. Ariandel on ASOL is kind of concerning. A little bit concerning there. Yeah, so it's a lot of damage on the champion, and ASOL is very, very strong right now. So we'll see if that carries them through. But this is also patch 13.4. So if you're familiar with the changes from 13.5 that dropped recently, we're not playing with those. So they're not on the table. So ASOL is crazy strong. Yeah, I didn't read those either. Anyway, what? ASOL super strong. Xayah, I think Xayah buffed, something like that. All that good stuff. Yeah, so that's what we're playing on 13.4 here. I like this comp. I think this is a really good comp. This plays to a lot of our strengths. Good opener for game 1 too, right? Because nothing here is like something where we overwhelmingly need, right, in the draft. So I think it is just Yumbi's Orianna that's like a standout pick for him.
Yeah, there's a lot of promise with this one. I'm not incredibly stoked on either of these drafts, but I'm also not upset by either of them, right? There's a lot of really good opportunities, but I like just that frontline engageability coming out of CCG. I think unless Miracle's able to take the early game, things are going to be really difficult for them later on. Even with Rapid on the Xin Zhao, right? If he's not able to get kind of tanky enough or get enough damage down in the early parts of the game, then it's going to be really difficult to try to escape from somebody like an Olaf with the axe, from, you're talking about the Lee Sin coming through, the shockwave. So there's a lot of really good chase potential as well as just commitment potential from CCG for these fights. Whereas for Miracle, they're looking at just popping off heavy damage, right? They're looking at finding individual members. They're looking at taking these solo fights and then leading that into the later game stage. But there's a lot of opportunities here for CCG to stall that out and to take control.
100%. Stalling is the name of the game. Control also the name of the game here. So much CC built into the composition. With that, I think we'll take a little bit of the break. Just a little bit of the break. Juste un peu break. What's the French word for break? I don't know.
You don't.
We'll see in just a little bit as we get back into the series. For now, don't touch that dial. We'll be right back with more CCG action.
let's get into it, Axeman. We've got game on CCG. Miracle finally all in the group, and hopefully technically a running sound. We got CCG, of course, on the blue side here for this one, and Miracle on the red side. And we have a 5-man run down in the bottom lane.
Yeah, that's such a cool Olaf skin, too. We actually got a lot of cool skins here in CCG. Of the Western, I can't remember what it's called, Wild West Ash, whichever one that is, where she's like a battle angel type thing. That's a really cool skin. The Olaf skin's very cool as well. And obviously the comp is great. High Noon. It's High Noon. Yeah. I think it's High Noon. Yeah, that makes sense. High Noon Ash, which is very cool. And they'll be in this little weird configuration, not necessarily a 5-point, but some just kind of everybody at a different location here. What were we looking for the first couple minutes? I'm glad you asked. The junglers should be just perma-clearing. I don't think we have any big level 2 shenanigans. Both sides are very safe as far as the laning conditions the first couple levels, so should be a bit of a snooze fest. We'll have to see.
Hey, I don't know. I never want to expect a snooze fest,
Yeah, right.
We'll have to see though how this plays out. I like the Yama position here. I like Safa Sage. Look at that. Throw out a volley. Why the heck not? Get a little bit of extra pressure here on this this bottom side.
That's a great trade already. Yeah.
Look at this top lane though. Sick. You can't get more exciting than this, right?
No, absolutely you cannot. And oh, the axe hits all the minions and the enemy laner. Yes, Quacker. Yes.
That's solid.
Let's go.
That's a good one. You know what? If you can have one ability and Axeman's like, heck yeah, you're doing something right. Quacker so far is looking really good. Not only that, actually, so cool. Yunbi has been able to poke off a ton of damage, has the level advantage.
Wow.
Look at that one. Oh my gosh. Has a really solid level advantage. And in fact, we're looking at a level advantage in every single lane. And now Quacker going in on Barrick. That's going to force a lot of pressure here at the top.
Yeah, that's tough. We get Omega tracking here from the Hawk Shot as well, so Rapid will not be able to do anything the first few minutes of this game. He's going to have to chill out and just full clear. And if we're just full clearing Xin Chao and Lee Sin wins that every single time, Jolly. Lee Sin going to go for the 1v1. We see him in the jungle. Look at him, they're facing off the fight.
There he is. He's taking it. It's a lot of damage onto Rapid. Rapid's got that sweeper, the flash forward. DMK still has it available. He's gonna find the first one. Can they get the second one on air and down there?
There's no way.
With the dragon kick, a double kill to start things off for DMK. You could not have a Lee Sin game play any better than that.
This is literally so perfect. Now you're gonna out-clear Rapid on Xin Chao, and you're going to out-kill him in the ganks as well. Another fight.
That's Yama taking a lot of damage. It's the Ignite though on to Last Dance. He's gonna take not enough damage to actually go down here. A little bit of a risky place though for Yama and Sophist Stage though, as Rapid is making his way down. But, oh my gosh, in the meantime, Barrick ends up taking down. That was just Quacker going a little too far into the tower there. Ooh, in the meantime, we got the Blade Caller. Last Dance is going to be able to pick one up onto Yama here. And Rapid, I mentioned he was making his way down. He's going to be able to flash over the wall and escape from the rest of that fight though.
Sophist Sage does escape somehow, 1v3. That's an incredible movement from him there. They drop Yama, but him staying alive does leave them with the lead on Summoner's Rift. Really incredible effort from him there. You'll love to see a dragon up in just a few seconds. We'll get that for you in just a bit, but oh wow, the flank down bot side spreading out here as well. And yeah, you got to break open one of these lanes. If you're Rapid, try to help you out a little bit. You can't 1v1 the lead for this dragon.
Nice damage there onto Hyphy. Sorry for saying any of these names wrong as well. I'm pretty sure it's Hyphy. I remember it being, if I'm not mistaken, I remember it being
Hyphy. Seems right.
Yeah,
seems good.
With the E sound on there. And it's, hey, it's pretty Hyphy play coming out of these guys down to the bottom lane. This is really kind of a saving grace potentially, right? The fact that Barrick also got that kill up in the top side is going to set Quacker back a little bit. He used his flash and his ghost on that engage as well. But that just sets him back to 1-1, so that it's still an even lane here.
Yeah, still an even lane for the time being, right? Barrick with a little bit of the tank shred with the serrated dart coming through. That's going to be cutting through our Olaf, unfortunately. But Quacker, he's way out in front, man. He's got a big CS lead here, and he has the damage. to take down Barrick. Barrick has to stay off the wave and stay careful here as the 20 CS lead expands. We see DMK in the side.
Some good patience.
Yeah, some real nice patience. We like this from. This is going to be the gank for sure. Yeah, he's in. Q connects, and he's going to go in. They're under the turret now. Last dance.
Oh, it's a nice blade caller. It's actually the soul or the auto that's coming through. Quacker now gets jumped on here. Rapid says, all right, I know I can make a move down on the bottom side since we see DMK there. It was a very close one, but unfortunately Quacker didn't have Ghost, didn't have Flash, didn't have anything available to escape.
Yeah, didn't quite have the tools to be able to get out there. It's a nice gank from Rapid. Well done. Good effort from him and a little bit of value for his team. The Jace suddenly looking like a bit of a problem for CCG, but down bot side, everything goes well. The kill goes over to Yama. You like an Enchantress with a little bit of gold.
Yeah, it is unfortunate that Sophist Sage hasn't picked up a kill yet, so of course Yama has one over, but Sophist Sage has been able to sit down in this bottom lane for so long. Been able to poke, get a lot of extra damage down. We just saw a plate go down as a solo plate, so that's a lot of individual experience and gold. And we can see, you know, Sophist Sage still has the lead in terms of creep score, so it's still feeling all right in that bottom lane, even though he went down a little bit earlier on.
Certainly here. The vision game has been nicely played from Miracle so far. You can see the wards spread out across Summoner's Rift, establishing a line of scrimmage across the Rift here. That's our replay format, folks. Take a look at that. That's good stuff. You like to see it.
Take
Here's
a look
the
at that
mini-map expansion. Yeah, look at that line of scrimmage across the the river, excuse me, established there. Difficult for DMK to get across that line.
Excuse me, sorry. I got a little something caught in my throat. I feel a fight coming up though. I definitely feel the itch for a fight. It's gotta happen. We haven't seen somebody go down in like a minute, and it's been far too long. I do like, you know, how even so far this game has been, right? DMK now, we've got the pings coming out that this red buff is being attacked. So we'll have to see if anybody can get there in time. It looks like Rapid, though, was on the Wolves and isn't going to make a move until a little bit later. But Yunbi is going to be jumped on here. Hyphy on the way. DMK is there. He's got the dragon kick, but he can't really go in it. There it is. He is going to be able to get the kick back and save Yunbi in the mid.
That's really nicely done for DMK, saving Yunbi. I don't think Yunbi had any right to survive this fight. Whoa!
No way! He's going back in! Quacker's on the backside. He's going to throw out Ragnarok. Hyphy has to jump back. DMK trying to drag a kick back in there. Hyphy taking a lot of damage, and the axe is going to do it. Quacker taking down one in a 2 versus 3. Rapid now in a scary position. DMK is going to finally jump over to the ward and get enough damage down. Will he go down to the Jace? Yes. Can Yunbi take him down? Quacker is on the backside of this. Yama is also here as a shield for Yunbi. Ooh, nice attempt with the Mantra Q, but it's going to be another one with the W. There's the tether, and Yama picks up a second kill.
Just like that, CCG are way out in front of 2K gold lead. They're going to take the platings off the turrets as well, take the reset and spend this gold that they've got for themselves. They're going to come back on Summoner's Rift. Very, very strong. Take a look at the replay here, the top fight. Hyphy dies super early in this fight. Laid low. Quacker with the axe deals so much damage, but it's the play really from DMK that sticks out for me. He's going to connect the Q onto Rapid here, then ward hop forward, faking the Q reconnect before activating the Q and teleporting directly onto Rapid there. Really good stuff. Really good stuff there from. They're going to take down Barrick on the back end of the fight as well.
Yep. Yama getting another one. Hey, you said you like an Enchantress with some kills. Well, now she's 2-1. So feeling really good, and there is still an advantage, even though we have seen Yama spend so much time trying to help out this mid lane or even go up towards the top side. You're still seeing an advantage in favor of Sophist Stage, even though it's a small one. Yama is going to get jumped on here by Rapid, though. This is not looking good. It's 4 members trying to move in. The Xayah isn't even going to make the move. That's going to be a shutdown going in favor of Arendelle.
It's a big push into Yama, who's trying to rotate up topside for the Rift Herald. This will give MRC the angle on a potential Rift Herald play. DMK and Yunbi have to do this on vision, unfortunately, but it's just too little too late for Miracle. They're not going to be able to force their way in.
Uh-oh. There's a big engage. I think it looks like the quickness came out there. That was a little hop, the quickness.
Yeah.
yes, the quickness was expended there, so that is an ultimate that's down. That's 2 ultimates that's down, actually, because Ariandel ended up just using his just a moment ago. So a little bit of an advantage potentially here, as the first Rift Herald, like you mentioned, taken down pretty quickly. There's just a lot of damage that CCG has right now.
Oh yeah, the Lee Sin is so accelerated right now. I mean, he's up CS just to start with, but also having 6 KP, half of that being kills. He's got so much gold in the inventory right now, and he's just up a full level on Rapid as well. So super accelerated. Almost everybody on CCG is, and we're feeling very strong. Want to make a play around this dragon here in just a few seconds. Should be, I think, a Chemtech. I think, since it's not showing up, I'm thinking Chemtech.
Let's take a look. Yep, Dragon is going to be spawning.
Yeah, I called it. Yeah, I called it.
And yeah, it is.
Let's go.
Good. Good call. Good call on that one. We do have a lot of deep vision coming out of Miracle, as we can see. A lot of it has fallen, actually, recently, so now it's just that ward towards that red pit on CCG's side that they've got some vision on. So they're going to need to make their way towards that dragon pit quickly. They might not even have the opportunity, though. Sophisage, Yama are going to push away this bottom lane, and that's going to allow Unity and DMK to take down this dragon number 2 of the game.
Yep, take down that second one. Dragon stacking going to be very impactful for this team, as we look to see, going to be an ocean map. Pretty good for the Lee Sin there. Nice to play around the bushes a little bit more. Set up those death bushes as well, but dragon stacking is going to be huge for this team. And, they're just so strong around the bottom side of the map.
I like this play here as well. Sophisage, again, spending so much time alone. Out comes the quickness. It's going to be the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, though, that comes out in response. It's a lot of damage. There's the Blade Caller. It's going to pick up the one. Can there be enough damage from Last Dance? Not enough onto Sophisage.
No way.
And in fact, Yama's going to be able to pick up the kill. Hypey does end up going in with the Battle Dance, but Yama should be able to find another double here for themselves. Highest kill count in the game currently in the hands of Yama.
Yama is killing the game down bot side. That is so good for him. Rapid, maybe the shutdown. That's not good.
Yeah, that's a hard one to get away from. That's going to be the ultimate that actually comes out in this 1v1. One more auto is going to do it. It is a shutdown there in favor of Rapid, but still some solid pressure that has been provided by CCG in the bottom.
Yeah, and the Rift Herald crashes in the middle, going to take down a bunch of plates off that particular turret and give that gold over to Yunbi. Needs it for the late game. Barrett caught out here. Oh, he's going to bump Quacker back. Oh, wait a second.
DMK. Oh, wait, did he get it? He got it.
Got it.
DMK, once again, that's the second one in a row that he has been able to take away. Not only that, let's see if he can make a move towards his top side. Of course, vision is held. He's going to jump across to the Krugs, though, and just steal a little bit more of this jungle. Maybe give an opportunity for the rest of the team, but now he's getting pinched here. There's 3 members, and that is a lot of damage.
We just fight. Yunbi's here.
DMK goes through, though, because Yunbi is there. The Ragnarok does come out. Rapid's going to be the first one to go down. Quacker picks that up. Ivy is going to be the next target, and a beautiful aggro swap right there ensures the Quacker stays alive, and it's a triple kill. In the meantime, you got Aurelion Soul trying to run away from Yama here in the bottom lane. That's a quick dragon, though.
Holy cow, triple kill for Quacker there on the back end, and I don't think he's actually stoppable at this point. That's not good for Miracle whatsoever. I could have told you, yeah, please get the replay up. I have no idea how that ended up happening. This is just DMK super dead, like at the top of this fight, right? Like he just teleports over to Krugs and is just like paused up in here between 3 members in this perfect triangle. 100% he dies here, but not only does he not die, he gets the triple kill over to Quacker here. Yunbi with great reaction time, response time from the mid lane. Quacker just waiting through the turret aggro as well. Really cool fight from them here. We love to see this. He does it all under turret as well. He's like 5 shots.
Yep. Honestly, that aggro swap is the thing that impressed me most, right? Because we saw actually DMK get dangerously low, Quacker jump in, and then Yunbi ended up actually taking the last tower shot just to really make sure that Quacker stayed up and alive. So CCG, really good communication, and yeah, I gotta praise Yunbi for making the move up towards DMK so early on, making the decision to commit to that one. We love to see it. CCG now feeling really, really good as we're about 15 minutes into this. They're looking at a 6K gold lead, a little bit over that, and you got to be comfortable when you're sitting with those numbers.
There we go. Yeah, the Ace Soul Ult is out. Quickness is out too. That's a lot of big cooldowns out for Miracle. This could be a big play for CCG over the next couple of seconds.
Rapid now coming down. There's the vision though, thanks to that hawk shot from Sophos Sage. Perfect timing on that
It's a
one.
clutch hawk shot.
So good, so good. Honestly, Sophos Sage has been performing so well. Like I've said, you know, Yama with the roam from Yama, that can be really difficult, especially when you're up against Zaya with that hard CC, as well as the Rakan with the hard CC in the engage. That is not enough to scare Sophos Sage. He's feeling so comfortable. And now we're comfortable in the mid lane. The kick out of range. Wow, DMK is just being rude to the opposition.
That was incredible. Nice one, DMK. Oh, big arrows out.
Oh, the heal does come out. It's a forced heal. You know what? You'll take that.
Yeah, we definitely forced the heals for sure. You got to be careful backing right there. I think you could still eat a little bit of damage, but the volleys have been crazy from Sophos Sage so far, dealing so much damage and so many in such a short amount of time. Yumby's going to get this blue buff. They're going to take the rest of the camps away from Rapid as well, as the Lee Sin continues to control the map at large. Dragon up in the next 10 seconds. That bot lane turret's going to go down as well, giving CCG penultimate control of the bottom side of the map.
Oh yeah, that is 3 towers down, pressure in every single lane now, and a lot of plates picked up early on, which is why we're seeing, you know, part of why we're seeing such a big lead in terms of gold here. That second Rift Herald is going to be jumped on by Miracle, but in the meantime, it looks like CCG is willing to trade that one over for the third dragon. That's going to put them at Soul Point. And you know what? Quacker actually has the capacity to do this. Look at the level difference. 12-9 for Rapid here. Of course, his opposition is level 11, but still, you got to be scared of that Olaf.
Gotta be scared of the Olaf. 3 is not enough, right? 4 might be enough, but 3 is not enough to take this guy down. And they're taking some resets as well. They will not get this Rift Herald off of this timer. That's bad to worse for Miracle, to be sure. Hyphy, you're playing with your life, man. It's a 9-12 difference between Rapid and Quacker. It's a 7-12 between Hyphy and Quacker. That's untenable, right? Nothing to work with there.
Look at the vision too. There's this vision that's kind of circled around this Baron pit, right? So I don't know if they have that river bush warded out. So there's at least that, especially if they pull out this Rift Arrow. Looks like that vision should encompass it here, but it's once again just pure control. I mean, it was a good attempt there by Miracle to try to make a move on that, especially with the dragon being grabbed by CCG, but they just couldn't do it. And again, you have to be scared of this Olaf. He really is able to pressure away multiple members of Miracle at this point, and they don't have the front line, right? They don't have the front line or the disengage to be able to get past him and DMK.
Yeah, you just don't, right? There's no way to get back there, unfortunately, and yeah, a really exceptional job from CCG so far. They're going to get onto Barrack here. Is there any escape? I don't think so. No, he's gonna get out just the time being. On. He's level 11. He's already set so far back now, 150 CS to almost the 200 that has been accumulated here by this Olaf. And the build's coming through as well for Sophos Sage, as we can see the Muramana almost up here, as well as that Hydra. So a lot of solid damage while Sophos Sage can stay far back. And we do have that Enchanted Crystal Arrow back up. The ping's coming out right now towards Yumby in the bot. The vision game, the top side of the map is really solid for CCG. You can check out the wards through there. It's all good stuff. The ping's coming out for them now. As that Baron spawns in just over 1 minute, they'll have to reestablish some of those vision lines and fight over them here in a little. But yeah, it's still 3 minutes until the Dragon, so they have a pretty sizable Baron timer on spawn. I think they have the damage to pull it off as well. They have nice sustained damage and good true damage from the Olaf there and with the Ashe. So I think that is something that can certainly threaten and that Miracle has to contend with over the next minute or so.
Look at that hawk shot once again. Sophos Sage finding out not just 1 but 2 members here. And it's so unfortunate for Rapid. He has not been able to get any of his own jungle for so long, sitting at 88 CS. That is not a place you want to be, especially as a Xin Zhao. We've got bounties on pretty much everybody's head. Olaf, a big target there with 600 gold for the bounty, as he has not died for quite a long time. Yeah, we're only about 10 seconds away now from that Baron spawning, and it is already a move being made here by CCG. Yama, the first one to go through and maybe set some vision down.
Sophos Sage does not have a mythic item yet, which I think is pretty fun.
Oh yeah, no, this is I like this build. I like the
I
Hydra,
like
the
it.
Muramana for the Ashe. I will say the Shurelya's. I'm sorry, anyone who doesn't use Shurelya's on someone like a like a Karma, you're just doing it wrong. Anybody that provides any shield right now, Shurelya's is so powerful, especially with the engage available for this team, allowing them to get that extra speed boost through just the shield, not even using the activatable on the item, right?
Yeah, I think it's funny that Shurelya's is so strong that it turned Thresh Lantern into an engage tool. Like you just throw a lantern at somebody and suddenly
Oh.
they're super fast.
Yeah.
Arrow gonna
Nice
go wide,
arrow.
we'll connect though. Yeah.
Throw the hawk shot, just make sure everybody's still there. Yunvi in the meantime is pushing down this bottom lane. They're just trying to entice out a fight. CCG wants to fight around this Baron pit. They want to be able to get an ace or clear out most of the team and then be able to pick that Baron up and really push forward for the win. And look at the vision
Dragon
now.
coming up, yeah, in just under a minute. So they're gonna have to make a decision between Dragon Soul and Baron here in a little while. But honestly, I think they have the control to potentially go for both.
Yeah.
I also don't think the game is over if they lose either of those objectives. I think you can certainly stand to lose one or two of those objectives. They're up 8,000 gold. The Baron power play for Miracle would not get them back in line to win the game in and of itself. So you're going to see that Rift Herald drop in the bot lane. 20 seconds until the Dragon spawns, and CCG have selected the Dragon Soul.
They have, but it looks like Miracle doesn't want to allow it to go so easily. Of course, Rapid ends up getting jumped on. It's a huge amount of damage. DMK goes in, goes out, throws out the ultimate. The Shockwave does come through. There's the Feather Storm. No Blade Caller to lock anyone down. And that means Miracle has to go back and defend their tower.
Yep, they're going to drop back, defend the turret, and they will give up the Dragon Soul here. No real angle for them on the Baron either, so there will be no trade. It'll be the Ocean Soul, potentially the reset. Now they're just going to run straight there, Jolly.
Yep.
They're such control that whole last fight. They didn't lose nearly any resources. I think it was Shockwave, like you mentioned, Lee Sin ultimate, but 0 health losses for the team, so they have plenty of resources to take down this objective.
And still, it's just Sophos Sage doing this solo play, right? Able to push away multiple members. You keep distracting them, keep getting the pressure with Sophos Sage because, man, that Ashe is such a juicy target to have access to. Let's see if maybe a final bit of damage can be done by Miracle, but no Miracle here. It is going to go over to CCG. Both the Dragon Soul and the Baron picked up, and that feels like more nails in the coffin here, Axeman.
It certainly does. This power play will extend their lead over 10K where it sits right now, and they'll be able to push for the structures further up in Summoner's Rift now, which has been something that's been difficult for the roster so far. Not a big side lane presence for many of these champions, so they kind of have to push for these structures that are further up in the map as 5. Now they will certainly be able to do that with both the Dragon Soul and the Baron. Quacker down here, he's all alone, but he doesn't need anybody else. He's just fine out there.
He's not scared. Oof, that Enchanted Crystal Arrow just barely missing, but look at the damage that Sophos Sage is able to get onto Barrick. Hyphy is gonna go in. Oh, the Shockwave just barely missing thanks to that battle dance. Hyphy able to get out. DMK finding Last Dance, though. Last Dance forced to flash away. Yunvi looking for more of an engagement here. There's the Feather Storm. There's the Blade Caller onto Yunvi. It's a lot of damage as Ragnarok comes out, though. Yunvi going to be able to take down one, and look at the hits coming out of Quacker.
Come on, Quacker.
He flashed. He's got another triple kill thanks to that Ghost, and Aurelion Soul makes it out alive, but just barely.
That's what I'm talking about. They don't really have a wave to fight under this turret, but they're just going to whack it down anyway. The Lee Sin taking a bunch of damage, but take a look at the shielding.
Not okay. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow already back up for Sophos Sage there, and that's what you get. That Imperial Mandate has been run, and we are looking at potentially an under 25-minute game here. Hyphy's going to be the first one to come up. Yama says, don't worry, guys. I've got him. Get a little bit of a binding down and take out that Nexus. 24.5 minutes. That's all it took.
That's a quick game one. I gotta tell you, the adaptation, the burden of adaptation is certainly on Miracle here because that game did not go well from them. Top to bottom, you look at any role here, CCG absolutely dominated across the board, but nowhere more than Quacker. Quacker, yes!
Yep. Oh yeah. And from the very beginning, from the beginning, right? We saw Quacker actually, even early on, go so far as to flash and ghost under tower, and then they ended up dying, but that did not hold them back whatsoever. They continue to find these one-on-one engagements, and that's exactly what I was talking about with that Olaf being locked in and not really having, you know, the available disengagement. Even with like the Crescent Guard coming out of his Xin Zhao, it wasn't enough to send someone back. When you've got Ragnarok, go ahead, use your ultimates, and you know we're gonna be totally okay. I'm assuming there's gonna be a side swap, but I'm not certain about that.
Yeah, we'll have to see here. I think they get side selection, and after that one, I think potentially I would drop back on a red side as well and maintain that side after the loss. I think that's going to be probably the best option for them. You went for the big swing pick there with Aurelion Sol, and it didn't end up working out for you. You dropped the game to Orianna, so I don't think that B1 pick is going to be good for you. I think you look for that last pick, try to get a good pick for yourself here. Look at the lobby now. It looks like CCG are red side, so I guess Miracle are angling for that first pick, and we'll try to get a strong champion up at the top of the draft, but we'll see here in just a little bit, Jolly.
We will see here in just a little bit. Are we taking a break? Is that what we do? Is that what we do? We're gonna take a break. All right.
Could be.
Let's see. Well, we'll throw it out there. We're gonna take a quick break. Don't go anywhere, guys. We got game number 2. Miracle has a lot to prove here against CCG. We'll be right back with more NACL Open qualifiers. big smile. Wow, look at that big smile coming out of Axeman. Hey, you know what? It's been a good day today so far, hasn't it?
It's been a good day for CCG fans for sure. It's been a good day for me too so far. So that was a fun cast last game. Really nice game. I mean, Quacker got like a triple kill twice on my main, so I'm feeling pretty good about myself in the game so far.
Yeah. I mean, my main got slaughtered, but I'm okay with it. I like to see it when it's on the other team. Not gonna lie, right? This is where we have it is a place to be biased. But I am excited to go into the next one because we do have the side swap, like we were talking about here, Axeman. And I'm really curious to see what changes here, particularly Miracle makes. Right? We don't really need changes coming out of CCG at this point. That was a 24.5-minute game. And it was, like a 10K gold differential there at the end. So it was such a quick ramp up for CCG. What do you think it's going to take out of Miracle here? Do you think it's the draft or do you think it's the gameplay primarily really moving forward that will assist them at the beginning of this game?
I think the draft's going to help them a little bit here. I think this is something that's happening across the tournament right now. Is just as soon as we got into best of threes, that first game, we were still kind of playing like best of ones, kind of like taking the big swing, big champions, trying to get the big plays out early. And you get these big, like you talk about that first blood play, the double kill for DMK, right? If a play like that happens in a scrim, you just unload out of the scrim and load in a new game because the game is so one sided from that
Yep.
point out, right? But so many best of three so far in the tournament. Not many of them have played, but so many of them have started out that way with a big just like one sided play right at the start of it.
Yep.
Now that we're into the best of threes, you can take that game two to slow the game down a little bit, try to play your game a little bit straighter, and we're actually seeing some teams making comebacks actually in the best of three. So I guess we're healing from best of ones is what I'm trying to say here. So Miracle definitely does have a shot in the series if that's what we're talking about, and I
Yep.
think they have the potential to come back.
Yeah, it's the glory of the Swiss here, right? As we are at that point where they do have the potential to come back. There is going to have to be, I would say, a pretty major change in the draft. I'm not gonna lie. I talked about before the game started how I wasn't like super stoked on either draft, but I wasn't really disappointed in either. And I gotta say, considering we had Zaya and Rakan up against an Ashe who was like solo a good portion of the game, that is not a good situation for Ashe normally. That is a situation where if you are Zaya, if you are Rakan, you've got plenty of crowd control, you got plenty of engage, right? That's a great opportunity for you. The fact that we had really, I mean, we had constant roam coming from the Karma, and Ashe really was never once in danger. There was one time where they got ganked, where he ended up going down. But I'm really, really confident. Suffolk Sage today and Yama have looked so good. I mean, everybody, we're talking about how good everybody looks, but you need to have a little bit more of a fallback, a little bit more of a win condition here because there just wasn't as much cohesion as I would have liked to see. The Xin Zhao, is good for the engages and whatnot, but they didn't have any sort of fallback first off. And then when they lost their jungle really quickly to DMK, that was, I mean, just kind of the start of their downfall. And that was really, really early on in the game.
100% there coming through. Something we do want to bring up again after game one, the game one skin giveaway winner
Oh,
has been announced. I think that's posted in the chat, potentially on
officially.
Twitter as well. But we do the new skin giveaway for the new game here coming up as well. So that is
Yeah.
something you could go ahead and try and win. Just an exclamation point raffle will get you into the giveaway and see if you can win the skin here for game two. Hopefully, we get a game three. We can give away more skins.
Yeah, absolutely. One skin per game, right? So if this ends up being just the 2-0, we're only looking at two skins, but still two skins, right? Two free skins. I mean, no reason not to. So that's, yeah, exclamation point skin. Go ahead, pop that in the chat, and that's going to be available all through draft, I believe, until the game begins. Don't quote me on that. Production's probably going to be like, Jolly, what are you doing? Stop. But keep, send that in. Might as well get your chance to win something. And again, thank you to CCG for putting together something like this, right, and giving us the opportunity to give stuff away. So that's very exciting and something that we can continue to look forward to from this org.
100%. Yeah. It's cool when orgs give back. You love to see it here. We are going to be getting into draft in just a few seconds. In fact, I'm going to call it 17 seconds here. Put it on the clock. Miracle have made some roster swaps. They got Mesmerism in for the support, I believe, with he's just a manager. He's not playing. Okay, cool. Never mind. No roster swaps. Last Dance is still in. Hyphy's still at the support role. They just got to shuffle around a little bit, and then
Yep.
we'll be fine here. But yeah, and then we will get into the draft. Does anybody have the clock? How close are we to 17 seconds?
I think it's been about 17 now.
14 seconds. Okay, cool. All right, we're getting in now.
All right. Yeah, yeah. Drop.
It didn't
Go.
work.
Didn't work.
Go
It was a good attempt. That was,
now?
17. That's pretty
No.
generous of
Okay.
you.
No, I thought. Hey, I
uh,
believed.
yeah, yeah. You know what? Well, hey, when it comes to players getting organized in a lobby, you can only put so much. You can only invest so much into that consideration, right? We've all been there.
Yeah.
We've all seen how that goes as they're trying to organize things out. And yeah, we talked about if you didn't get to hear before game number 1, it is a sub for Miracle for the support role. So Hyphy, normally a jungle player, has stepped into the support role. And according to Axeman, that's really easy to do, but
True.
based on the game that we saw, when it comes down to support play, I mean, that was 100% Yama styling.
Yeah, 100%. He was like 4-2, I think, at 10 minutes, I want to say. Just a crazy play there from the Karma. The Karma was dealing serious damage at the back end. Everybody was kind of fed once the game really started taking off, but yeah, Yama really started it out, man. And what a dangerous player to be on Summoner's Rift here. You can't really ban him out either, is where the way the bans went. I think Miracle banned Vigar, I think.
Yep.
So that's didn't really seem to help them out there. They got the Ash Karma. I would say go ahead and ban Ash and Caitlyn into CCG if you want to take games off this team. I don't think giving them Ash is going to be good. There's just so much value out of the Ash that Sophos Sage is able to extract. You saw the Hawk shots, man. I mean, you're
So good.
hitting rapid with them every single time it comes out.
Yeah. Rapid and also picking up that ASOL, right? Also just getting, I mean, every single hawk shot revealed 1 to 2 players, right? And it was always at such a critical moment. So I agree. I think that the Ash is a good one to ban out, especially based on the fact that, Miracle's on the blue side. I can't assume that they're going to want to start Ash. It's very possible that they could, but especially based on the fact that they have this sub in for the support role, I don't know if that's the safest option. So I agree with
Yeah.
you. Banning that one out. The Caitlyn, like, yeah, that's been kind of a classic is ban out the Ash and the Caitlyn, just kind of remove, those 2 power picks. But I think the problem here, right, is that Suffolk Sage can pick up anything. So I think the Ash is a good call. I wouldn't ban the Caitlyn personally. I would, they could try to take the Caitlyn if they want for that early first pick, because it has been pretty classic for this meta to have early picks towards your bottom lane. But I'm not really worried about the bans on this one. I think for me, I'm really looking at Miracle's early picks. I'm really looking at just trying to see some synergy here, because we had it for CCG, right? We had this really heavy engage, but also, long damage poke and some escapability, right? With the maneuverability. For Miracle, it was kind of all over the place. It was like bunch of damage, a little bit of engage, right? And then, not really much disengage. And when you have somebody up like Olaf available, you need to have a little bit of disengage that he's not going to be able to just Ragnarok through. So that's what I'm looking for. Miracle's first pick, I think, is going to be really important here. I do hope they focus towards the bottom side. But my other concern, I guess, is just Rapid got completely zoned out. I mean, completely
Yeah.
zoned out. And it was a good early play. It was the double kill, the first blood and double kill went over to Lee Sin. So that was a situation that really accelerated CCG early on. But I need to see Rapid performing a little bit better in this game if we want to see a game number 3.
100%. Yeah, I think maybe the Xin Zhao tech wasn't necessarily the best thing for him. The Lee Sin Xin Zhao matchup was super tough, especially after that early double kill from DMK, like you mentioned, just impossible from that point on. But yeah, I think if the question is like, what do we do with this first pick now that we're blue side?
Mm.
I think a really a good answer here would be just pick the Olaf for Barrack and try to keep that away from Quacker. I don't know if it wins you the game, but yeah, getting the champion away from Quacker is going to be huge for them. I feel like the answer just comes back and you just get the Gwen pick, and then the Quacker's going to beat you on Gwen. But for Miracle, after that last performance, it doesn't seem like we're looking too good for him here. We're going to get into the draft here
Ah,
now, see what these bans will be. I'm expecting bot lane bans from Miracle, but definitely no Vigar bans
yeah,
will help.
I can't imagine that. The Thresh was the first ban that they did before, so it looks like that is going to be their first ban here. Now it's up to CCG to decide what they don't want. It looks like J4 is where they started. The last first ban phase coming out of CCG was J4, Varus, and Gragas. So there's also the chance that CCG doesn't ban the Gragas this time, maybe tries to snag it for themselves, as we've seen a lot of really good stuff from DMK on that. The Olaf, though, already being covered as a respect ban there. Yeah.
Yeah, and that will take this away from Quacker. So maybe we get to see the Quacker Gwen like we were talking about. That could be super cool for them here. We'll see if that Varus ban goes away again. The Sejuani hovered here for a little bit, not wanting to give that away. Blue side first pick. It's a good, solid blue side first pick to build a comp around as well.
Yeah, and actually, first ban phase for Miracle on the red side was Thresh, Vagar, and Sejuani. So that Ashe is going to also be respect banned away. So that's Miracle saying we don't want to deal with either of those. Again, good call. I like the Ashe ban. CCG, we'll see if they continue with that Gragas. I like leaving the Gragas open. I would rather see them ban out like the Varus again, for instance, though I don't really think that that's going to be a first pick for them. So we'll have to see how they go. And it is once again the hover on that Gragas.
Yeah, they take the Gragas away. No blue side first pick Gragas for them. No big flex picks. It's a good ban. I mean, Gragas is a really strong champion, man, right now. And Hyphy wants that Rakan. Again, I guess that's going to be the pick for them here. And that's going to be super strong. We just answer back Zaya. Yeah, give me the Zaya.
Right? I feel
Of
like,
course.
all right, first pick, like, especially if you have, a sub in place, like, I get it. But when you pick a Rakan, that's an engagey type of team probably that you're focusing on, right? You kind of already show your hand a little bit if you decide to go with that. Of course, I don't think they're going to make their composition around this support just because they are stepping in, a jungle or sub. But I like this hover. I really do like that. Nautilus was something I mentioned a little bit earlier, has gotten the recent buffs. And so would be a solid lock-in to get some extra crowd control down. And that is what they're going to do. We got a Xayah, not bottom lane. Hey, now I get to cheer the Xayah on.
Yeah, right. It's hype, but looking forward to it. I like the Nautilus pickup as well. I think Nautilus is a really cool champion, so that'll be fun for them. Really nice engage tools for them as well. Lots of safety down the bot lane, so difficult getting for Rapid to get down there. Rapid was down the bot lane several times last game, even though that was kind of one of the safer lanes. Was not able to get a ton of value, but picked up a kill or two here or there. I think he killed Yama once in lane there. So we got the Ezreal coming through for Last Dance. We'll see if they pick up a jungler here for the last pick in this rotation.
Yeah, jungler would definitely be a smart move just because that second ban phase have a lot of options to be banned away. Are we going to see a run back of the Aurelion Soul?
You want to see Aurelion?
It didn't work out very well at any point, unfortunately, in that last game. I got to say the Orianna was fantastic as a matchup into that. So, yeah, here's the choice for CCG. Do you just run back the Orianna, lock that one in, and then let DMK just kind of take pick of the litter? I agree. And that means the Miracle should likely ban out. I mean, if it's not two jungles, then definitely another top laner that they're really worried about here. But that's the other side of it. Quacker, he's got such a deep champion pool, right? Like, can you ban enough away to actually make an impact from either of these players? I don't know.
And the answer for me is definitely not, right? I mean, Quacker, there's just always another pick for him here. They're going to ban away the junglers for Rapid, make his life super difficult, but what will they ban into Quacker? Will they take away the Gwen? Will they take away the Darius? Who knows, man? All kinds of picks you could take away from. We might actually force Quacker back onto a champion that perhaps maybe not as many hours as you alluded to. Jolly, he potentially has on. So the Gwen ban going to come through there. Potentially the Darius as well. We will have to see, but coming through in a little bit, I think this is the Wukong ban should be as well.
Yep. Keep that mobility away from Rapid. That was one that was also banned out last time, but that was done. Oh, no, it was done as a final ban from CCG. So making sure that Vi and Wukong are not available, and that's good for CCG moving forward. They are more than okay with pick of the litter, like I was saying, for that jungle. So it is going to be the Vi, it is going to be the Wukong, and now we'll have to see, does Miracle ban out one more top laner potentially? And there's the Darius that you were talking about, who's incredibly strong. We've seen Quacker pop off on it before. Not a bad choice, and that is going to be their lock.
So this is every champion we've seen Quacker on so far is now banned. So we will have to see him pick up something new. And if anybody can do it, it's Quacker. So I have ultimate belief in him. We'll be able to Lee Sin locked in there on the jungle position for DMK once again. I liked the Gragas last week, but I'm liking the Lee Sin a lot more. Just based off the one game result, he seems like a really good Lee Sin player, so we like to see it.
Yeah, oh yeah, I've been around DMK a lot. I've been around DMK a lot, and yeah, they are gonna lock in the Udyr, and this is, I mean, like I said, as soon as I saw Lee Sin come up, I'm like, that's a DMK special, right? If DMK is feeling good, he's running that Lee Sin. And yeah, the Gragas has been good, right? It's a safer pick at the end of the day. But with already having like the Nautilus locked in, you know, if you get somebody that's semi-tanky towards the top side, you're going to be good. It's a Gnar that's actually selected, and Gnar was hovered by Miracle in the last game. So there was the potential for that Gnar to be locked in. This is clearly something that Barrick is looking forward to utilizing. But now you get the counter pick ability coming out of CCG, and they're teasing us. They're teasing us.
They think we're fools.
They're teasing us.
Or maybe Quacker is teasing them. I don't know. I would love to see him lock Teemo, actually. I think that'd be pretty fun. But
yeah, it would be fun, but I need more. Yep, I need more frontline. That is, yeah, the Teemo fun, I guess. Yeah, not really. I mean, fun, I guess. But no, this is specifically what I was saying. Remember, I said for the top lane, you get just a little bit more, like a little bit of tankiness. You want a bunch of damage. So, you know, somebody equivalent to like the Gwen, who was banned away. And I like it. It's the Renekton pick up there. So that Dominus is going to come into play pretty early on. We'll have to see how he fares up against this Gnar, who can really struggle against a Renekton, especially after, you know, level 3 is hit. Once you have that slice and dice and you're able to get locked down, if you can't get to Mega Gnar status, you might be locked down for good.
No, you're definitely locked down for good. And lots of nice scaling on the side of Miracle. If they can get into the late game, I think they'll have a pretty good time. But for CCG here, yeah, big team fight ultimates. Really big potential for lots of AoE damage as well. And I like the skirmishes from CCG as well. We already seen Yunbi, Ariandel, the Orianna versus the Aurelion Soul. And I think the biggest takeaway from that matchup was that Yunbi was out-rotating the Aurelion from time to time to get the 3v3s down. The big triple kill top side for Quacker last game was off of that Yunbi rotation, right? And if you can make plays like that into a champion who should, in my opinion, be out-rotating you, I think this one's in the bag for CCG. That's going to be my call out.
Yeah, I've got a good feeling about this one too. I really like the composition that's been built up here. I mean, with how Quacker popped it off in the last game, you've got the run back for DMK, for Yunbi, and then, I mean, stuff with Sage and Yama. Now they've got even more lockdown, even more initiation possible. So we'll have to see, but I think we are going to take another quick break before hopping into this next game. So we'll give you guys a couple minutes to go get some drinks, go get some snacks, get some rehydration. Take your bathroom break now if you need to, because this one is going to be another banger. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with some more NACL. let's do this. Game number 2, Miracle this time on the blue side, CCG on the red side, sitting at 1-0. Maybe looking to go 2-0 here today, Axeman.
It could be. It could be a quick 2-0. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't mind a quick 2-0, but game 3, I got into that raffle and trying to get that skin. I need another shot at the skin, and I'm not gonna get it without the game 3. So either way, I'm good for sure. We got the big pull down bot side. Yama looking for the hook, but he's not going to find it, unfortunately. Oh, no, they continue. They might find the hook. Oh, no, it's Hyphy in danger. The hook comes sword.
Very close. I do like this is the second time in a row now. CCG is like, all right, let's send 5-man bot. Let's just take a quick look. And if we can get something, we'll get something. If not, we reset.
Sometimes it works, right? And if it works once, it might as well work 100% of the time for the amount of times you're going to try and go for it, right? Yama just staring him down, man. I love the death stare from this guy, whether it's on Blitzcrank, Thresh, whatever he's going for. He just kind of looks at you, right? And the hook comes out of nowhere, and he'll do the exact same thing here on Nautilus.
Yep, and this is one too where, you know, it's a good pickup for the Ezreal here. You've got the shift to be able to get out, right? And you do need a little bit of that survivability. You need to wait until Udyr is able to get there for you. But the concern is for Hyphy. If Hyphy gets hooked by Yama, I mean, you've got that double CC layer down, and then if Sophist Sage is able to, after level 2, of course, be able to get the Blade Collar pullback, that could be a pretty rough start here for Miracle. He's not going to go in just yet, though. He's just going to assist off his Sage and trying to pick up the CS and get a little bit of pressure on the lane.
Yeah, and they have tons of pressure coming up here. Yama's totally zoning them off of the wave. Got big trades in the mid lane here. We saw this in game 1. Yunbi just with the fat trades.
Good response, though, from Ariandel. I will say beforehand, the trades were almost entirely in favor of Yunbi for the early parts of the game. Ariandel is recognizing, all right, I need to get more autos off. I need to poke some more damage at Yunbi if I can. And there we go. They're going to be capable of doing that and still having quite a bit of mana in their pockets. So any one of these could be the first to go down, and it is feeling likely that maybe DMK or Rapid are going to navigate their way to the mid lane just because of how much opportunity we can see there.
Yeah, and there has been quite a bit of opportunity indeed. Barrick, a little bit of the trades topside. That range matchup not doing too well for Quacker, but he's still in it, folks. You don't want to call it just yet. They push the wave up under the turret. Now down the bot lane, taking the CS advantage. It's a jungler path top there for Rapid.
Path to top. Now, yep, we see DMK and Yama both navigating their way towards mid, and they're going to take towards the Raptor pit here so that they can get a good angle, and the lockdown on Ariandel. Oh my God, no!
Whoa.
He just needed, the crazy part about that is if he had flashed and just autoed, he could have got the passive down. I think he was close enough to auto, but instead threw out the dredge line, and unfortunately it didn't hit. So that is a flash down for Yama, and no first blood for Yunbi, unfortunately.
You saw Ariandel have this moment of panic, like I'm dead, and then like, oh no, I'm good, never mind.
Yeah, well, let's see if Quacker can at least deal enough damage to Barrick, and it's not going to be enough. We saw Quacker already use the flash there, so that is going to be first blood going over to Miracle this time, and it's Rapid who finds early acceleration.
Nice. Udyr all powered up here. We're going to see, oh, yeah. Yeah, Ariandel just over the wall. He's good. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. He takes the reset coming through here. But yeah, that was such a weird play. Yama flashing forward, missing the hook. Ariandel kind of standing there awkwardly for a second and then flashing away.
Yeah, there was that moment of clarity of, oh, I'm good. I didn't get hit.
Good?
Flashes
I'm
out.
okay.
All right, we're good. And you know what? In that instance, flash for flash, definitely worth it. This is a situation now where Yunbi has flash and TP. Ariandel just TP'd back. We've got the reset now coming out of Yunbi. So TP likely going to go down here, but the flash advantage is currently held by CCG.
It certainly is. Quacker with another fight. Barrick going to take that with them. The range advantage is pretty big for him here so far. You need DMK up top side for the 2v1 if you want to try and get onto the Gnar. But the Lee Sin has been pathing bot for the whole game, trying to get that nice little hook, the arcane shift.
Yeah, a little bit of a buffer there. And that's the thing that you know, you got to watch out for if you are this Nautilus. You don't want to hook the Ezreal. You want to get the hook on Hyphy. You want to force back Ezreal, basically. And it looks like we've got Rapid going in hard here onto Quacker. Barrick, of course, in the wings there, isn't close to Meganar. Quacker throws out the thumbs up, says, ha, nice drive, wasted time. Rapid just trying to get a little bit more, though. Hey, you know what? They already got one kill on the top. Might as well give it a second shot.
Yeah, give it a little second shot through there. Yunbi, no ultimate yet, no level 6 or anybody on Summoner's Rift. But it's coming up soon. Dragon going down to CCG. They pick up the first game. Dragon stacking was huge for him in game 1. It could be huge for him in game 2.
Yeah, hey, you know what? Dragon stacking is always huge, right? Especially when you got a dragon on the opposite team. You just don't want to let that happen. Luckily, it's not a Shyvana, right? So it's not as important in terms of the dragon stacking for that enemy team. But it is going to give them a little bit of a benefit here and sort of catch them back up in terms of CS. We'll have to see who hits 6 here first. It is Quacker, just a little bit ahead in terms of experience over Barrick.
Yeah, just a little bit here. He's stuck through the lane just a little bit longer, and he's doing okay. Level 6 mid lane. It's good. So Shockwave up. I'm expecting, yeah, DMK pathing up topside wants to start playing around his solo laners now that they have the ultimate ability. And they'll look to play for Rift Herald here in 1 minute and 30 seconds as well.
Yeah, and that Dominus is huge when it comes to fighting around the Rift Herald, just being able to sustain, especially when you've got somebody like that Nar who's working on getting to Mega Form. Already a lot of damage that Quacker is able to provide. Kind of walked back there for maybe one more auto, decided against it. Barrick taking quite a few autos here, building up that rage bar, but not enough to scare Quacker off.
No, not quite enough at all there. What's going on down here? Agile's laying down the damage. We see Ariandel moving down here as well. The rotation.
Yeah, Yama didn't want to take the hook there because it was onto Last Dance. So good positioning there coming out of Miracle's bottom lane.
Yeah, good stuff for him so far. Like we said, a much slower game than game 1, right? Not as many kills.
Yeah. Blade, that was a great Blade Caller Suffolk Sage got. Last Dance actually just walked a little bit too far forward. We didn't really see it. I saw the animation start. There's the Shockwave, though, because
nice
DMK is on his way, but he can't get into the fight quickly enough. And Ariandel once again gets out alive.
He's going to escape for the time being. Oh, no, DMK!
You don't want to be there. Oh, Hypey has to flash over. There was no ward hop available there for DMK, having just thrown one down and used it. But you're still scared. You still got to be scared. DMK making waves.
Yeah, Hypey had to flash the wall there to get away, right? And so that's a good play for DMK. Making plays around the bottom side of the map. Like to see them rotate up top side here a little bit, but Yunbi's a little bit low. That might be Miracle. Yeah, Quacker's walking down. We'll see if they can stop this. I don't think they have time.
He burned the Dominus. He doesn't go in for that Rift Herald, though. Rapid is going to get jumped on. He's able to pick it up, but he loses his life in the process, and now the kills are evened out.
Yeah, it's evened right out, and that kill does go down onto Yunbi, so great gold injection there for him to try and get to that mythic item, that first mythic item. And they'll be blown up there in the mid lane. The CS advantage for Yunbi starting to mount as well. But slower game, less to talk about. Both objectives going to go down split across the Rift. The Rift Herald going down to Miracle.
Oh, there it is.
Great
DMK
kick.
goes in, kicked once again. That's the DMK way, right? You come up behind, you kick them out of their own tower, and you just feed the kill over to the mid laner. Yunbi is very happy, and we'll be able to get a plate off of that one, but has to be careful because Rapid is right here in the wings, but so is Yama. Can they get the dredge line? This time, they're not going to actually go in for it, and that dragon kick isn't going to hit it.
Yeah, not going to hit that time. There's no mana on Yunbi, so not much he could do to help out there. Quacker's getting just absolutely destroyed by this range. He's going to flash forward. Wow. So aggressive.
Very aggressive. That's kind of what we've gotten to expect now at this point, though.
Oh, yeah.
The gold lead has switched back over to being in favor of CCG. It was Miracle that held that towards the beginning, having that first blood, but now with the dragon being picked up there, Rift Herald did go over. Look at Yama taking a lot of damage, but it's still not enough to really make a difference here. Yama does not have level 6 yet, so keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, level 6 would have spelled doom for Last Dance in the last play, but the hook doesn't connect, and No ultimate ability. He does have 6 now, though, so it could potentially go for a play as he has the ultimate in hand. Yunbi does not have Shockwave, but he's going to lay down plenty of damage into Ariandel. And that cull ticking down as well here for Selphus Sage. Should have that one up in the next few waves.
Yeah, really good job again by Selphus Sage to make up for the roam that Yama has been able to complete. You know what? We've had some missed hooks. That's okay. It's still been a good presence that Yama has been able to maintain across the map. And again, Hyphy being this this primarily jungle player, being the sub in for the support here, means that Yama should take advantage of every opportunity he gets to roam, because you can expect a lot less coming out of Hyphy there. Let's see, Rapid moving up onto Quacker here, though.
Quacker triple.
Nice and safe under the tower, but how much damage can be dealt? That's a lot of damage. Barrick only taking a couple of tower shots. Ariandel taking one there. Yunbi is able to make his way up, but too little, too late. In the meantime, though, they're able to pick up Dragon number 2. Out goes the ultimate from Ezreal in an attempt to steal. They're not going to be able to do that, though.
Yeah, DMK
look at that shockwave! Oh, look at that shockwave! Oh, you flash forward onto Barrick. It's gonna be Ariandel trying to come through the wall. It's a double buff. The W not able to come through. Now Ariandel is on the move. He's got to try to swap back here. Yunbi has to do as much damage as possible, trying to wait for Barrick to come back in. A nice shield, and no way! Yunbi manages to stay alive just in time for Quacker to return to lane.
He's out just like that, with the double buffs in tow, and Quacker back into the lane with the teleport as well. Will be able to defend his mid laner. I cannot believe it. Yunbi with the big shockwave kill and the escape play as well. And it's going to be a little lane swap coming through. Barrick in the mid lane, trying to catch that wave up for his team. And Quacker's going to have to crash this one topside with Ariandel running out of mana.
Yeah, running out of mana still deals a decent amount of damage. So Quacker can't push up too far, but we've got some pings now coming through from Miracle. They see DMK, they see Yama trying to navigate their way into the enemy jungle once again. Yunbi has pressure here. Good response. Hyphy and Barrick are in the wings, ready to maybe make a move, and DMK looking for the opportunity to hop over the wall and start the engage here. Quacker also in the wings. They're going to be able to pick up that Scuttle Crab, and it's really just presence that is working out well for CCG.
It really is. Map presence coming in huge for them. Expecting them to keep controlling this map all the way across. See the mythic items coming up for a few members of CCG coming through here. Yunbi, pretty accelerated. Said that a few times here with the 2 kills. He's got the mythic in tow.
Gotta be careful, though.
Now.
There is massive ultimate coming out. Yunbi does throw out the shockwave at the end, but there's not enough damage. Miracle finding a little bit of recovery for themselves. Let's see if Quack can do something in response to Barrick. Ooh.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know if the Renekton does too much into the Gnar. I think this is a super big neutralizing matchup, but just not enough fighting. Maybe that's exactly what Barrick needs to get back into the series. And take one off of Quacker is just to neutralize him a little bit and not give him too big of a lead, so he's not getting those multi-kills late into the team fights. Could be a good way to shut him down here.
We got the Essence Reaver finished up as well for this Ezreal. Obviously, that Gale Force for the Xayah, best item in the game. I absolutely love using Gale Force, especially as Xayah, because you can actually reposition for the Blade Caller.
Oh yeah.
So incredibly disgusting. Even if you need it, you've also got your flash available. So a lot of opportunities to kind of readjust there. Let's take a look though. It's another engage here. Selphus Sage trying to get some damage down. It's gonna be a flash forced away. Yama on the way back in, and that's also the ghost being utilized there by Selphus Sage, but he manages to stay alive.
Really nicely done there from Selphus Sage with both summoner spells. Gets away from the damage, and you like to see that for sure. He's got the call procced coming through here, so he'll pick up the tier 2 boots, and he is very strong on the Rift now, playing for the Rift Herald on Summoner's Rift now, able to send Yama up there with that pressure relief valve down the bot lane. There's no more plates to get off as well, so we'll see if Miracle takes the turret down. I think Selphus Sage gets here in time to defend it. We'll see.
It's a lot of damage that always comes out of an Ezreal onto a tower, right, with that W buff. Looks like CCG has gotten the pressure, though, in response here towards the mid. They're not going to be able to take the tower or do as much damage here as Miracle has done to their bottom side. Ariandel working to cut off Suffolk Sage. Out comes the ultimate once again, and so much damage comes through, but it's Hyphy that picks up the kill.
Yeah, Hyphy picks up that particular kill, and the roam over from Ariandel very strong. Rapid in danger now as Yunbi wants to run him down. DMK over the wall.
Oh, there it is. Dragon's Rage, but he doesn't hit the Q there. Yunbi has to take a tower shot. Rapid manages to get out alive, but down comes the Rift Herald, and that is going to be first tower for CCG, or first tower for CCG, not in the game.
That's their first tower, yeah.
Exactly. Miracle already has taken one down towards the bottom side. A nice ultimate coming out of Ezreal. No follow-up onto Yunbi.
Yeah, Riftell gets that charge on the inner turret as well, dealing a bunch of damage to it. Dragon up here, and CCG will angle for this one. I don't know if they have the pressure to be able to do it with Yunbi taking the reset, but they're going to establish a vision line here and try to control the area in time for Yunbi to get back. He's got the teleport. This will be the fight.
It's coming up. There's the sweep, so they weren't able to get all of the vision. Nice hit there by Yunbi. Sending Hyphy away a little bit. It's Yama on the front side looking for the engage. It's Rapid who he goes for. He's going to miss the dredge line once again. Sophic Sage trying to throw out as many of those feathers as possible for the Blade Caller. Doesn't quite get the angle they're looking for, though. A nice move around here by Miracle, trying to find another opportunity to engage. This dragon is now up. CCG gets to decide whether they want to start it or not, and they are going to throw something at it. DMK begins aggression. Oh, they're just gonna. Yep. Looks like they're just gonna pressure mid. They're
play
gonna
for mid, yeah.
Yep, play for mid. Not a bad opportunity. Yama trying to maybe do something to defend this here. DMK and Sophistasia are gonna be able to do it. Y'all, Yama goes in. Out comes the ultimate from Ezreal as well. Yumbi taking just way too much damage, but is able to flash away at the last moment. The dragon goes down, and the tower stays up.
Yeah, they get their cake and eat it too here. Quacker, the only one really left in danger, so they're going to sprint up top lane to try and get him down. Quacker trying to escape. I think maybe he gets out. It's going to be tight.
That's a tough one. He was trying to see if he needed to use his flash there. He was able to slice out. Unfortunately, no enemy minions, so he can't continue the dice. But he does make it out alive, and it's, you know, at the end of the day, it ends up being wasted time for Miracle.
Yeah, it will be as they all run up top side. They didn't get that mid lane turret.
There's the Feather Storm. There's the Blade Caller. And actually the Blade Caller, the reposition from that ulti. And now it's so close. It was the Ignite on Sophic Sage that ultimately ended in their demise. A great reposition with the Gale Force, though. And it's still tied up for kills.
Yeah, it's really good Zai mechanics coming through here. And we got the Zai expert on the call as well. So now we get all the mechanics called out as well there. Yeah, really cool game so far from Sophic Sage on the champion. And we love to see that. Picks up the kill for himself, and he's looking strong as well here. Drop it down bot side. I don't know. Can he catch Yunbi? We'll see.
It's a nice little delay. There is still, let's see, the shockwave is available. That's Ariandel going in, and it's a beautiful shockwave. It's a lot of damage onto Rapid. Yumi has to get out of there, but Quacker has DP'd in. That's what the Dominus is out. Yumi looking to continue this. The shockwave already down. Quacker having used his ultimate here. Ariandel and Barrick make it out alive.
It's really well done there. The teleport from the Unleashed teleport coming through on the backside to save his mid laner. And yeah, get the kill down there for him as well. It's his first kill of the game. DMK with big plays. DMK missed the Q. Unfortunately.
Hey, you know what? That's all right. You miss a Sonic Wave or two every so often. Yama's going to find a dredge line here onto Hyphy, who's going to be able to hop over the wall. Doing some battle dancing. Barrick has that Mega Gnar form. Didn't get the opportunity to use the ultimate here or get a lockdown onto anyone, but it's a lot of ultimates down right now from CCG.
Oh no, oh no.
No, go back to that. There we go. That's what we want to see. Yunbi pick up
3v1.
Another kill, 3v1. In the meantime, Zai's pushing in that mid lane, and now they're looking to make a move towards the bottom. Shockwave is back up. There's the ultimate coming out of Aurelion Sol. The Shockwave not even able. There's the Shockwave that finally comes out. DMK not really able to be part of the fight, but he's going to be able to save UNB potentially here as Rapid continues on. Barrett flashing forward onto Quacker. Too much damage onto DMK. Hypey almost goes down. DMK manages to barely stay alive, but both of these members are likely going to go down unless there can be some sort of jump over the wall. Quacker able to slice and dice over the wall. DMK does go down after flashing, and the kills are back to being tied up again, Axeman.
Nicely done once again. In the bottom side of the map, there are more wards there than there are champions on Summoner's Rift. You can see down there, it looks like a war zone, and it is a war zone. Both teams going back and forth at it. This has been a much closer game than game one. Jolly, just 1,000 gold separates this team, separates these two teams at 20 minutes. But the Dragon stacking has come through for CCG, and they are starting. Well, they're on Soul, right? Then next point, we'll get them the Mountain Soul, and we'll get them a bunch of increased tank stats and give them a huge advantage on the Rift. So if you're Miracle, you want to keep that away from them at all costs.
Yeah, keep that away, and like you were saying, just try to play the scaling game, right? Because there is a peak that's kind of going to be hit here by some of these players or some of these members of the side of CCG relatively soon, right? DMK eventually going to fall off, especially when you're considering an Meteor on the opposite side, a Gnar, the Ace Soul. I mean, everybody has that scaling opportunity, really, aside from Hyphy here. But it's CCG doing a really good job of kind of holding them back and utilizing the power that they have here to find some really good team fights. Now, let's see if they can continue that on, because UNB has been able to do a lot of damage and was finally taken down for the first time.
Certainly was here. This will be the fight over the Dragon Soul. CCG, big fight for them. They can get the advantage off of this particular fight. It'll start with a Yama hook.
You trying to find something. Hypey goes in with the quickness and gets kicked
Get
back
the hook.
by
There it is.
There's the hook in the dredge line to follow it up. The falling star comes down. It does deal quite a bit of damage. Yama has to flash away from this one. In the meantime, Barrick manages to find an ultimate on the backside, but Rapid has taken too much damage. Sapphire Sage finding themselves a kill there, still having Gale Force up and available. Beautiful aggro rotation.
It was a 1K gold lead between the two teams before the fight, but that extends to 3K. Just before the Dragon play here. They'll pick up this Dragon and look to run it down the middle lane. We'll see just how much they're able to glean out of here. I think Ariandel and Nazriel are pretty safe, but DMK is looking to sweep out the vision. They'll take the resets and spend the gold they got.
There is so much vision placed down here, and a lot of it was just removed from Miracle. So you're feeling pretty good as a CCG fan. Last Dance, a little bit of BM right there, just stopping DMK from getting the recall in. Must have a lot of gold to spend. He's sitting at 3-1-4 and has full health still, but still looking to make that recall go through. Actually, maybe he should peel it back, because it's 4 members. They jump onto Yama, who is able to escape from this one. That's likely mid tower going down.
Yeah, it could be the mid tower going down. That would be pretty strong for them. They're going to try to instead to set up a vision line around the Baron and potentially start that up here, threaten it anyway, and force CCG to fight into them. I think this is a good model for them. Forcing CCG to fight into Miracle is going to be good. Miracle having to force their way in is not necessarily the best plan.
So they didn't get the tower. They didn't really get anything. They got some Baron vision, but now the rest of CCG is able to go in and fight with this tower. Down comes the star again. Yama takes a lot of damage. It's a big pop-up on from Barrick to take down Yunbi. Last Dance going to be able to pick up that kill. DMK and Quacker on the backside. Yama goes back into it. A big blade caller means it's going to be enough damage here as that Gale Force does come out. Still just one member having gone down from either side here, but Quacker has a lot of health left. Yama has to be very careful here. And it's a move up to Baron.
Yeah, they're going to move up in the top side of the map and establish their own vision control here. That Q is super close for him. It's,
DMK. What? DMK going in onto the backside. Can the rest of the team jump in quickly enough? There's the dredge line. They're going to get a root. It's 1 down as Barrick gets locked before being able to hit that final form. And 3 members of CCG, that's all it takes for them to be able to get pressure here. Now the TP comes through. It's a Baron play.
Big pick on the Barrick. and that's going to spell Baron for them here. They're down a lot of resources, a lot of big cooldowns, a lot of summoner spells, a lot of ultimate cooldowns here as well. So several of them are going to take the reset, but they've established their vision line. They've left behind enough players to fight over that vision line, right? So they will maintain control of the top side of the map and could potentially set up this play for them in just a little bit. In 3 minutes, that Elder Dragon is going to spawn under the Rift Jolly, and this is a comeback mechanic for Miracle. If they can get that, they can win the fight and potentially get some of the base down for CCG, potentially have a chance in this game.
Yeah, I mean, really push towards that late game potential that Miracle has for themselves. It's finding good fights that's been a real challenge for them, because CCG has been so particular about how they engage these fights, how they try to disengage, and then also how they begin to re-engage, because most of these fights have had like 3 separate steps, right? It's the fight, it's a breakaway, it's a re-engage on the fight, and potentially another breakaway. So it's been very exciting to see Miracle do a better job. But once again, DMK is just trying to be rude, jumping around the backside. He's not going to be able to. Quacker used the Dominus, actually.
Yeah, Quacker with a little Dominus action there.
Not sure about that one, but that's all right. You know what?
Sometimes you just need to be bigger, I think.
Yeah, it's true. A little more
that skin, it
intimidation
looks
always
really
helps.
cool. The effect on the skin when he hits the Dominus is really cool as well. So, fight in the mid lane. Ooh, no, nothing breaking out just yet. Yama not able to connect that hook, but everybody's super healthy. They got the cooldowns up, and they're ready to start at the Baron.
There we go. We either need to start a fight, or you need to start the Baron here with the pressure that's coming through from Barrick. There's going to be the ultimate out of Ezreal. It hits off the Sage. There's a lot of damage going down into the Baron, but they have to transition this and turn around, start fighting as the star falls. Off the Sage takes a lot of damage. Quacker taking way too much, doesn't have the Dominus available, so isn't going to be able to get out alive. The Featherstorm still has... They're still off cooldown for Sophist Sage. And they peel away. Baron reset. Is Miracle going to be able to re-engage on this one, or does CCG take a big step here? They're not able to find the angle that they want, and that means that Miracle is going to be able to invade the jungle, try to find a fight here. Can they gather as much as CCG has been able to off of these pushes is the big question. And can Yunbi, Sophist Sage, and DMK protect this tower? Hyphy taking quite a bit of damage here. Yama is in the wings. Sophist Sage actually going to use that flash forward. No, that was the Gale Force. Was that the Gale Force? What was that? The Gale Force is still he just walked forward. All right, my brain took a tick. I think my brain took a tick. I'm like, everything is still up there. So still a lot of opportunities available. But now that dragon is even closer to being up now. Axeman, less than a minute.
Yeah, Matrix glitched a little bit there. Yeah, Elder Dragon up in a minute. And this is something CCG can't ignore, right? You don't want to trade that Elder over. You lose a lot more when you take the Baron over the Elder. So they're going to control this bottom side of the map, try to force all of their lanes out as their lanes have been pushed up into them. And then they'll rotate down, try and take this dragon down. Again, keep in mind that the big engage tool is the Yama hook. DMK going in on the Lee Sin, and of course the shockwave from Yunbi. All things you need to watch out for in these fights.
Oh, that was the quickness drop there by Hyphy. So that's a big team fight ultimate that has gone down. It was just that he could escape. And that means that the upper hand is held by CCG on this engagement. And it does look like they are willing to trade. It looks like Miracle wants to swap this. They're going to take the Baron, and they are going to potentially give up the dragon here, as it looks like, Yunbi, it was a nice attempt to try to steal that one. Hyphy has the opportunity to maybe go over the wall. There's the Ezreal ult, but it's not going to be enough, and it's just an even trade. Elder Drake going over to CCG.
Yeah, I'll take the Elder Drake every single time here. They're going to catch out Hyphy.
DMK just wants to get another hit on him. Ends up flashing forward, actually, to guarantee that one. CCG finding themselves another kill. They're up a few K gold, and they want to continue this pressure forward with the teleport coming through.
Yeah, Yumbi wants to play here as well. He's going to teleport in the bottom lane and rejoin. And, yeah, they're going to look to try and end the game here, I would have to think. We'll see what ends up happening, but they have to push through the Baron minions to get through, but they got the damage to do it, that is for sure. Oh, they have it's so damage. Creepy.
They have the presence. Yama's going to do a Hex Flash over. He's going to miss the dredge line again, but that's okay. They're trying to get some tower damage here. Ezreal ult once again, just clicking Yunbi. who's okay. That means that they now have a bit more opportunity to clear out whatever's left, which is not much in the jungle. And they are going to do, oh no, you know what? Why reset when you're so healthy? Oh, yo, almost had that one. Hitting the wall, not actually getting through Hyphy. That was a little bit of a buffer.
Yeah, the Death Bush not going perfectly well for them there. They'll have to back off for the time being and look for other avenues with which to fight through as the waves continue to push in through them. I'll tell you, there's a lot of wave control on the side of Miracle, and then picking up Baron is allowing them to defend their base really, really effectively.
Yep.
And CCG might just have to wait out that Baron power play, which is going to give over a lot of gold back to Miracle.
Yeah, a lot of gold. The fortunate thing for CCG is they were able to clear out a lot of the jungle. So while Miracle is going to be able to get that pressure from those Baron minions, they're not really able to recover a ton from the map itself. Vision still held pretty defiantly towards the bottom side by CCG, and we're looking at just over a 4K gold lead. So, you know, this is absolutely not out of the hands of Miracle. They have the chance and the opportunity to run this one back. You just have to be so careful with the positioning coming out of DMK and Yama, because they have been able to find out these picks that have resulted in the ability to find a team fight for CCG.
Certainly here as well, and the issue for Miracle as well here too is that when they try to go for these picks, that Mountain Soul is protecting each member of CCG with the shield as well, so it gets that much harder to go for the picks for Miracle here. But that's what you have to look for if you want to make the comeback in the game, and it's so difficult for them here. Ooh. Oh, this is killer positioning.
Oh, there's Yama finally finds it. The quickness comes in. There's the shockwave. Down comes the star. Quacker finds one onto the backside. He does have dominance active. He's got to flash away. He's going to be able to slice in, but he's not able to utilize anything more. He's got the Prowler's Claw pickup, so he did a lot of damage. Beautiful blade caller there coming out of Sophist Stage, who has ghosted Barrick. He's going to be able to go into stasis temporarily, but it's only for a moment. It's going to offer a double kill to Yunbi, and this should be the end of the game. The death timer's just too long right now for Miracle, and there's enough pressure coming out of CCG. Ariandel, the only member left alive.
Certainly is here. They're going to walk through the bottom lane to get into the middle lane here. They didn't have a wave for themselves, so I don't know if they're going to be able to end, but they're going to definitely take an inhib down. If they had those waves pushing out, I think they could have potentially done it. They have a lot of damage coming through here, but they are definitely going to get the inhib and take the reset through. It looks like we're in it for the long haul here, Jolly. Another Elder Dragon will spawn over the next 2 minutes. We're going to have to fight over that. We're going to have to trade it for the Baron potentially here as well. We're going to have to wait through the Baron. This looks like an over 40-minute game to me.
Yeah, it's starting to look like that, though. You know, there is the opportunity for either of these teams. It's going to be a little bit harder for Miracle if they do manage to get it clear to actually end the game, but these death timers are so long right now that you really have to be careful. It's good vision that's been placed down that has mostly been cleared out now by Miracle, so, you know, there's not that huge upper hand that CCG has anymore. The pings are coming out, though. Miracle wants to find out a pick. They want to be able to take down at least one member. DMK might be their target. Yama, Soak the Sage, though, are in the wings, ready to retaliate. Down comes Yunbi, and there's just not enough exposure here for Miracle to actually commit to a fight.
Yeah, not quite enough to commit so far. You're looking at CCG pushing slowly out into the jungle here, trying to establish vision lines, but I think you have to play for the Baron for both sides here. I don't know if the Elder is necessarily going to do it. The wave clear gives you the ability to do that for Miracle, but no, we see the teleports coming out for CCG and Miracle fully back off. I wonder if they're going to get either of these objectives at all here over the next minute. They still have time to try and establish those vision lines, though.
They do have time. That was a lot of damage there onto Barrick. Yunbi really popping off here. That TP is down. There's a few flashes that are up. Yama wants to go in for the fight. The star drops. Out goes the Ezreal ultimate. It's a nice shockwave, but it is Yama who ends up going down first. They were able to provide enough damage, though. Whacker trying to find another way back in. Ariandel as the next target. Yunbi taking quite a bit of damage here from this Ezreal, but they can turn it around. Softest Stage able to get back in. Barrick takes down DMK. He manages to stay alive with a tick of health, and it's one member left up versus 3 members, and there's a lot of damage here for those 3 on CCG.
Oh yeah, CCG definitely closes out here. Jolly, we get the 2-0. Let's go.
Let's go. And you know what? I am very happy that we got a much longer game for game number 2. Game number 1, if you don't recall, was under 25 minutes. Quacker's going to say, all right, might as well get another one. Let's pad the stats here. Yumpy not going down thanks to the stopwatch. Sophist Sage now just has to hit the Nexus here. Hypey actually going to have to use their stopwatch of their own. And now they're just playing with their food as Yumpy picks up the ace. And just like that, it's a clean 2-0 for CCG.
We love to see it. That's what I'm talking about, CCG fans. That's what we like to see. The quick well, not that quick. 35-minute game. It's not super quick. It's that's definitely a 2-0 here for CCG, and big plays from every single member of this team. So excited for this roster moving forward in this group. But we take game off of Miracle. Let's go.
That was it was hard fought, you know. In Miracle, the growth that we saw between games 1 and 2 was absolutely there, but it was oppression really from CCG when it came to control. It was so difficult for Miracle to find a single fight that they were actually wanting to take, that they were willing to move forward on, because CCG was navigating around the rift so well. They had vision control for most of the game, and they also were able to get DMK into the enemy jungle constantly to pick up some extra pressure. So I love to see it. We get a 24-minute game, we get a 34-minute game, 2 really solid ones, and I like to see the improvement in Miracle, but I like to see the improvement in CCG.
Yeah, I absolutely do here. Okay, let's talk MVP here
MVP.
for the roster. For me, the Quacker game 1 was so standout, and I just love the multi-kills so much. I am super biased towards Olaf, though. It's one of my favorite champions. I feel like maybe Sophist Sage in the running too. How are you feeling, Jolly?
Yeah, I do think Sophist Sage, did an incredible job. I think when it comes to, if we break it down and like essentially add points for each game, I think not only was Quacker's performance in the first one really good, I loved he ran the Prowler's Claw. He ran Bork, Prowler's Claw, Sorelda's, So I like the style. So I might, I'm leaning towards Quacker. Also because, you know what? Not like I get bored seeing the same champion twice in a row, but that does kind of happen. So like as well as Yunbi did, Yunbi performed incredibly well. You got the Orianna twice. Same with DMK. DMK is the reason, right, that these games were won. At the end of the day, DMK's initiations and being able to constantly get back behind the enemy line and then Dragon Rage kick somebody, into the hands of the damage dealers. It's a tough one. But I gotta say, if I had to, I would say I had most fun watching Quacker.
I would see. I'm leaning back towards Quacker as well. You made some good points about DMK. I kind of feel like, oh man, everybody in this team is so good, man. I hate it.
It's almost too good, right? Makes it hard.
My heart says Quacker. There's so many good performances, but I gotta give it to Quacker. So are we in? Is it unanimous? Are we both on Quacker?
I think we can agree on that.
Let's go.
We'll do Quacker. We are going to be able to do an interview though with one of the players here for CCG. I don't know who we have. We might be getting Quacker. Excellent.
Get him in.
We'll have to see if we've got a video for him. Are we just heading straight into that? Are we taking a break? What are we doing?
Quacker, is that you?
Is that Quacker?
I can hear you. I can hear you through the video ninja link, dude. I don't think we're quite ready yet to hear your thoughts just yet. Production's gonna let us know in just a second once they have that set up. They got a bunch of cool stuff that they're doing. But once we drag you in, are you in the lobby, the CCG channel lobby? Go ahead and get in there, and then we'll drag you over. Here we go.
Awesome. Quacker
He's
in
here. There now, so
Quacker.
Go ahead.
Quacker is certainly quacked. I think we've seen plenty of that.
Quacker, we just nominated you MVP, dude. How do you feel about the series? %. Nah, don't worry about it, dude. We are all good there, but we did. Quacker was telling us he felt good about the series. Game 2 is a little bit harder, though. So we're going to hear more from him in just a second here yet, but we did nominate you MVP here, man. Thank you so much for joining us for an interview. Do you want to just tell us one more time how you felt about the series overall?
I love it.
Yeah.
I gotta ask, regarding your champion pool, there was definitely, especially in that second game, you had the Gwen ban out, you had the Darius ban out. Is it possible to ban you out, or is your champion pool just never ending? Oh no.
Quacker's telling us that every time they try to ban him out, that they try to ban him out like he's a one trick or something, and it just doesn't work. So they'll like ban Gwen or something, like it's the only champion he's got, and he just pulls out another champion and plays it just as well.
You banned my OTP,
I have 2 or 3 other OTPs, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he's like a 3-trick pony. Yeah.
I love to hear that. Let's see. We have Quacker's audio now, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, we should have Quacker's audio.
Hello?
What's up? Say hi to the stream, I guess, Quacker. We've been talking a
Hey,
while,
what's
but I guess
up?
they can hear you now.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, cool stuff, man. Go ahead, Jolly. Sorry.
I was gonna ask if you wanted to kind of continue because we kind of cut him off in that thought of just talking about your champion pool. That's quite cool.
I guess I didn't have too much else, but yeah, it's like I think even that game, I mean, they had 3 top bans, so it just wasn't enough. I mean, I was really well known for my Renekton last year, so.
And you like that the Prowler's Claw. I love the Prowler's Claw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that something that you always stick with for the Renekton?
I don't think it's necessarily every game, but I think in that game specifically, I just felt like it was the best. So I opted for it. Yep. It's definitely harder to play because you're just very squishy, but if you can make the situations work, which I did like a couple times in that game, so yeah, it all worked out.
Yeah, you were dodging Gnar stuns and stuff with the Prowler's Claw, man. It was so cool to see. On that last fight, one of the last fights there, when it was split, everybody else on the team was on the top side of the river, and you were on the bottom side, and it was like 4v1, and you were trying to get away. So cool, dude. You had the Dominus proc, just 1v9ing everybody. It was such a cool moment. But honestly, my favorite moment was in game 1, the triple kill under turret. What were you feeling as you went like through that play? Like, what's going through your mind as you're making a play like that?
Well, to be honest, like that game, I was just kind of scratching my head because I blinded Olaf, which it's like kind of legal, it's like kind of allowed, but Olaf has some pretty bad matchups. But he ended up the other top laner Barrick. He just picked Jace, which I think is actually a pretty good matchup for Olaf. So the whole game, I was just scratching my head like, why did they pick this? And then when I saw the opportunity, I was like, okay, it's time to punish them for that mistake. So it's time to kill them all. Oh.
And it happened twice. You got 2 incredible triple kills. There was another one towards that top side that you got where, Axeman and I were just, oh my gosh, just so good. Can you talk to me a little bit about, CCG and, how as an organization they've kind of helped you, supported you. How do you feel with CCG?
I've been very happy with them, to be honest. I mean, I think as far as I understand, they're just a completely new org to the space, like NA Amateur. So definitely didn't know what to expect coming in, but after playing with them it's only been a few weeks, but everything seems great. They seem very motivated. They seem very supportive. There's a lot of content coming out, and I think it's pretty quality, so no complaints. I'm very happy. Yeah.
100%, man. We got the skin raffles coming out too. Did you enter the skin raffle, man?
I did not. I mean, I have League unlocked on my main account, so I don't really care.
That makes sense. I don't even know why I asked.
You know what? You deserve the W. Let's give somebody else the skin. Plus,
someone else.
Whatever.
Someone else will have more use for that. So.
All right. I gotta ask who you are excited about playing up against, and where you guys think that you're going to lie. Right? Definitely top 8. Do you guys think that you're gonna knock into top 4?
I mean, there are definitely some good teams, but I definitely do think top 4 is not just possible, but likely. I think right now we're kind of on a tear, and if we keep that up, then top 4 is very realistic possibility. And then beyond that, I think based on like what I know about my limits as a player and then some of my teammates, I think we can definitely even like contend for the first place. Now, I'm not saying that's like gonna come easily, but I think it's just a possibility to look out for and to strive for. So yeah.
Love to hear that.
Hell yeah, man. We love the confidence. It's so cool. Yeah, in the group, anybody in the group you're worried about? You got Mirage, you got Team Plank. Where do we put ourselves, CCG, in this group?
Yeah. So I think we're the highest seed in the group, and then Team Plink is kind of like a toss up. I think like a question mark because even though they're like lower seeded, I think they're the type of team that can pull up like an insane upset. So definitely looking out for that and making sure we just like show up on the day on the match against them, so that nothing, no like shenanigans happen or whatever. And then the other team I think is Mirage Alliance, which I think they're pretty close to our seed. So other people consider them close to us, but honestly, looking at like their top side, I'm not too scared. So I think I'll just hear an easy
What we
win.
like
Yeah.
to hear. Yes,
Let's
I love
go.
the confidence. All right, and you know what? Speaking of confidence, we have that MVP. Well, we've got you on the call. We have that MVP screen. We were talking about it. So well. But I like to see the versatility. I think that's the thing that really leaning in your direction is seeing that versatility. You know, DMK obviously popped off. He's Lee Sin for him is, that's a classic. He's just so good at it. But I like to see, how deep your champion pool is. So well deserved. I think, round of applause here for Quacker. And, I'm really excited to see where this team continues to move on.
100% Quacker. With that, we're going to move towards the end of the broadcast. Thank you for the interview, bro. Always appreciate hearing from you. It's so hype having you on the roster, man, and getting to talk to you about stuff. Yeah, thanks, and we'll get through the end of the broadcast here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Quacker.
All right.
Great guy. Great guy.
Love that guy.
That's you know what? Those are my favorites where there is there is some humility. But for the most part, it is just straight confidence, and it's well deserved, right? I haven't seen a team kind of pop up like this and just be so overwhelmingly ahead of the game as CCG. It's been a long time for me. It hasn't been since like collegiate teams, kind of coming in and taking over out of nowhere. But now we get to see CCG continue to climb. And you know what? Again, shout out to Miracle. You guys played really well, right? But man, it's hard to stand up against these players.
It is so hard. This is such a stacked roster. I will say it every single time. We are absolutely top four, punching way outside our weight class. We're seated so low every time, but we're gonna prove it. We're gonna make the grade 100%. I love watching this team. Jolly, I love casting with you today. That was so much fun, for sure. And this was a lot of fun series. If you're looking for something to watch soon, I'm gonna be over on the Salty Runback pod. We're gonna be casting more games over there in just a little bit. Follow me on Twitter at Axman87Cast. Follow Jolly on Twitter at JollyCast, and you can follow us more there on that website. But yeah, thanks so much, Jolly. Love casting with you.
Yeah, it was an absolute blast. Thank you to everybody who watched. Thanks to the teams for playing. Don't worry, we're going to have plenty more content for you coming out of CCG and a lot more coverage of these players moving forward. So we appreciate everybody who watched. Thank you, Axeman. Wonderful cast. And until next time, have a great day, guys.